But that was a way that I could establish a pricing so that when people call the office, the ladies in the office can say, hey, this is how much it is.
Drew says just go to break when it gets noisy.
So
Petroleum did call you?
After the show, I'll show you some stats on price fixer stuff, but it's really that we can hit people hard. It's really going to be that message. What grabs them, video's good, but if it's too long, if it's about roofing, it could be boring. If it's him basically saying, hey, we know you got hit by a hailstorm. Hey, I have a Bluetooth. Call him now. I mean, something like that might be perfect.
Downstairs on my desk, I can bring it up.
That sounds good.
Even if you don't think there was damage, there could be damage. It's got to be short and sweet and right to them, which is easy.
I think the message would be, you got hit by hail, you're one of the smart people. You didn't just do it right away. Now you need to get it done before you lose your depreciation.
I don't know.
That even might be too complicated.
Do you have the directions for
so?
Yeah, but that's all right. Well,
But you see what I'm saying? We're hitting those people that have waited. And so it's the best message for them. Hey, you are smart, you waited, you need to get this done before the year's up.
Yeah, that's basically it. I picture a hailstorm that comes up on their news feed, so it's, we just find a horrible clip, something getting pounded, and then boom, it cuts right to him within a second.
Saying, yeah, you got hit.
Yeah, we know what happened in May.
You got hit. You still haven't done it.
I'd even go into the date. If you know the date, let's just go into it and pull how big the hail was. Because those are the only people that will see the ad.
Yep.
So boom, hail hitting the roof hard, violently, or hitting anything violently.
Like cars or whatever.
People for that matter. Violent hail.
1 o'clock.
Where were you at May 8th, or whatever it happens to be? And then Tom explaining real quick, if you haven't got it, your roof checked yet, you've got to call these guys.
Which Home Depot were you? Were you in the one in Golden?
Yeah.
Wow.
They came right through the skylights, and I saw people bloody heads, and I thought they were getting hit by hail.
When's the last
the skylight?
hell you got hit
with? On that.
They're
just that corrugated shit.
It's been a while.
It wasn't 5-year hailstones. It was knocking products.
So you're due for a new one soon.
I hope not.
And you know, we got my house. I'm at 20%.
So I
we got
would do it much different. I've never.
What was your insurance adjuster for 16 years? The worst I'd ever seen.
Would have taken
I had
somebody
9 cars
from
in my house.
I mean, my guy was okay, but
So that's not exactly planes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but we were having a baby
and
shower.
it really wasn't the company. It was
My
the
wife's having a baby shower. One of the granddaughters.
And that's a big
So we
deal.
had all those extra cars there, 2 motorhomes out.
We were roofing that building right there on Highway 58.
They just,
You know,
after those hailstorms,
Oh,
yeah.
all they care about is
And
closing.
that's the other thing I would have waited.
Gas station. There's an office building there.
Talking about the gas station has all those carved wooden bears up front?
Yep.
Okay.
Right across the
No, I got lucky.
We were roofing that thing, and these microbursts hit it like 120 miles an hour, even took bungles off the roof and landed on cars. And so we had crap land on probably 15 different cars, 15 different claims.
That was the worst. It was huge. It was a huge storm too. It lasted a long time. It was over a big area.
Yep.
But
All the way from Genesee, that thing went all the way up $20.
I know.
What is?
I guess. And I'm still.
Yeah, I bought some.
You know, the biggest thing that people need to have something like that.
I mean, it's not much.
Actually pay.
I got like 15 chairs.
No industry
It's so
can pick up that
expensive.
much
What's that one that's
work without growing
half of it?
for people.
How much is that?
Yep.
I just kept getting people.
One chair, 10 grand.
I remember it was $300.
I waited till October.
It's so weird though, because you
They
can't.
just don't have special. Just the
Well,
place.
it's not just that. You can
You
never.
have a ABC roofing. Would
There's a
deliver
very
with
weird
They
mental.
deliver 2 houses.
Really, the
for
price
$1.
of the stock means enough.
The guys who drive.
It doesn't matter if it's 1 million. It's like a Bitcoin. 1 million or $1. It all depends on how much money is out.
But you gotta buy at least.
You're out.
That's true. Unlike a Bitcoin.
People have bought just one short.
Hello, I'm Tom
Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. What's going on in your life? Let's talk. Let's solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. As I've been doing for nearly 40 years on the radio here in Denver, longer elsewhere, the longest running continual radio show on radio right now with the same host. Yes, we are, and we are proud of it. Because, you know, we don't just get on here and talk nonsense, and we don't pontificate, and I truly don't care what your politics are. Truly. You can do what you want, think how you want, but when it comes to lying and cheating and ripoffs, I think we all agree. I don't think anyone in the world disagrees that you should get an honest job for an honest dollar, and no one should take advantage of you, and you should take advantage of no one, and that's what this show does. We try to equalize things. And we get money back, like millions of dollars. In fact, over the years, I can comfortably say hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. And I can truly say the only show of its kind anywhere. So, hey, we love what we do, and you make it happen. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app around the country. We are live at KHOW, our flagship in Denver, and affiliates. So please tune in, call in, and help us. You can write to us live at troubleshooter.com. You can comment on Facebook, which we will mention. And also, you can call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, and that is when we're on the air. 303-MARTINO works 24/7, and if we're on the air, it'll automatically come to us in the studio, 303-MARTINO. Mark, what are you chomping?
Facebook question. You brought it up. We've got a great one.
Already?
Yes, listen to this one. It's a great question, too. His dad passed away. His dad had carpet put in his house before he died. He still owes money on the carpet. The kid lives there now. The people that put the carpet in want the kid to pay for the old man's debt that is dead. What's your take? I see one problem. He does not owe the money. The kid does not owe the money, but I do see a problem here.
Well,
or a wrinkle.
Estates have to settle bills that are presented to them. They don't have to hunt them out. So if upon the will or whatever, the estate is obligated to pay all known bills that they can.
That they can, that's right.
Okay, obviously if it's too much, they can't. So he would have to take it out of the estate before inheritance. That the bills come first. But he personally is not liable. Personally is not liable.
And if the house, if it was handled right and the house was actually given to him on death, then therefore he owns the house now. If it was a beneficiary's deed.
But they can still lien the house.
That's where I see the wrinkle. They could. Now a carpet layer could do that.
They can lien the house, yes. And it's a legit debt. Then I think they would have trouble foreclosing because the liability is gone. And you could say it's unjust enrichment, and it's what's called quantum meria. You got something you got something, so you should pay for it. But it could go either way. Why does the son not want to pay? Is there something wrong with it, or is he just saying, is it more like a gotcha?
I don't know if it's more like a gotcha. He basically just has the question, am I responsible for this debt?
Not personally liable. Not personally liable.
But it's weird if they lien that house.
But why doesn't the guy just put in it again? When did the dad die?
It says in October.
And did they put a bill in on the estate? The carpet guy needs to present it to the estate.
Yeah, he doesn't
if
get into that
anyone's ever been through something like this, let me know. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Beth, you have a quick kudos. Go ahead, Beth.
Okay, Tom, I was listening to you the other day. You talked about the $39 furnace cleaning. So I called him.
Oh, yeah, Fix It 24/7. Really good people.
Oh, well, I want to tell you about this.
Okay.
He told me he was at your house the day before.
Oh, really? Was this well, okay, Justin or one of them? Anyway, go ahead. Tell me what happened.
I want to tell you what happened. He came in, went down, looked at it, went out, and I thought, well, he's going out to get his tools and everything, and he didn't come back in. I looked out. He was shoveling my driveway and sidewalk.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
That is so cool.
That's insane.
He shoveled.
And I had the.
I'll tell you, the culture at that company. Wasn't I just saying something today off the air? I said I wish I could just transfer that culture to other companies. They just go beyond. And for $39, I'll bet you he stayed there an hour, didn't he?
Oh, he was here longer than that.
Think about this, folks. And it's not
him a little extra.
It's not just listen. It's not just to look for trouble. They clean, they pull it apart, and make it like new. By the way, dirt is the #1 killer of furnaces. Thank you, Beth. It truly is. Okay. Now, if you don't get it truly clean, a lot of people say, "Oh, $19.95, $29.95 checked." What they really do is they do check it, and a good company will check it. They'll check the systems, but What Fix It 24/7 does is not only check, but they adjust. They don't charge for the adjustments to make it run optimally. And they also clean it completely, and I mean to where they disassemble the burners, the blower motors, and all the components, clean inside the cabinets, clean the individual components for $39. It's normally $139. I want to make that clear, normally $139. But the deal is now $39 for this special promotion, 720-526-3939. That's a real call, a real testimony. 720-526-3939, and their website, fixmyhome.com. And today we're dedicating our show to Around the House. Now, you don't have to call with an Around the House problem, but that's what we're concentrating on with our special guests. We are doing roofing, but we'll do anything around the house. We'll have an emphasis on that. Roofing is a big deal because here's why. You have a year to file a claim, and then after that, you have a couple years to get it all done. So we've had so many storms that there are so many jobs out there still pending. Some people have signed contracts and paid roofers and don't even know where the roofers are. It's a terrible thing. That's why one of the most valuable services I do on my referral list is the roofing category. And I have two of those roofers here with us, one from Colorado Springs and the South area, Dave Petrali, owner of Petrali Roofing, and he brought his production manager. We also have Jay Bretz with Excel Roofing, the owner, operator. Jay, I've known for 30 years, excelroofing.com. We have kids the same ages that were born almost the same times. It's amazing. So they grew up together. It's kind of fun. And so 303, we're going to go snowmobiling, right? 303-713-TALK. They introduced my kids to all the daring stuff because my kids are a little conservative when it comes to that.
God, not his.
No, his kids are wild.
They'll jump off the side of a mountain.
They're crazy. Well, not Duke or
Alex. Alexander Duke. Yeah, and
no.
You know what? He's got some crazy gene in him.
What, do you call him Alex now?
Alexander's his first name. Duke is his middle name.
But you call him Duke.
I call him Duke, yeah.
But Mom doesn't.
Mom calls him Alex. We like to confuse things.
So who's the daring one?
Henry.
Henry, of course. Henry's the ski racer and all that. And Duke is cool. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about this. If you have questions about kids, ask Jay. He has a very unique parenting style. It's like, let him run wild and I'll watch and see what happens. if they don't kill anybody. Anyway, if you want to call about roofing, if you have any questions, especially if you signed a contract and you're having second thoughts, there are many contracts out there that are not legal according to the state. Now, does it mean you'll be hurt? Nah. I mean, if somebody doesn't dot the I's and cross the T's, it's technically not according to state guidelines, but that doesn't mean you're going to get ripped off. However, I will tell you this. It is a way to get out of a contract if it's not done properly, if you think you have a bad roofer. 303-713-8255. Claudia has, this is a true testimony, just happened to call in. Claudia, go ahead. What's going on with you, Claudia?
Good morning.
Hey.
I had a bad roofer, and I got into a contract, and I called your show around September, and Mr. Petrelli was on there, and Michael O'Malley, and I can't speak highly enough. They got me out of the contract. They've put my roof on.
Speaking of bad contracts, and they did your roof.
I think I remember this.
I had the solar.
I absolutely do.
They went down right after the show that day, right, guys?
Yeah.
It was quite a big roof, as I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm so happy. So you are you are pleased, and they got you out of a bad deal.
They did. Mr. Petrelli, Michael O'Malley, and Dan Carlson, wonderful people. I can't express enough.
You know, he's an old man. He's been around for a long time. No, seriously. He's been around a long time.
Old man.
And I don't mean old. He's not that old. But seriously, he's been around a long time. He used to swing a hammer. You don't anymore, right? You don't.
He was on the roof too.
Oh, well, he'll inspect and do that. But thank you, Claudia, for letting us know that. We really appreciate follow-up. And, of course, referrallist.com is packed with good people. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, we have so much to talk about. And as I said, today we're talking about around the house and saving money and, you know, if you want to go somewhere and find some extraordinary deals, you can even send your contractor buy and build. Oh my God, buy and build is what I call this big ugly. It's a giant ugly warehouse, and I joke, Courtney, the owner, it's not that ugly, but it is pretty ugly. What I like is it's filled and packed with deals. The main deals, in my opinion, are cabinets, counters. He has granite there too. He has truly extraordinary deals on lighting and light fixtures. Do you know that there's sometimes a triple markup on lighting and on plumbing fixtures? You can get plumbing fixtures, beautiful faucet sets and shower sets and towel hardware and all that. Things you normally find for, like, seriously, I went shopping one time. I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. For a big giant master bathroom, I swear to you, they wanted $18,000 for the fixtures, the toilet, the sinks, and the fixtures, and then the towel racks and bars and hardware. Buy and build for the same or better stuff. Okay, now remember, we're talking $19,000, right? I am not kidding you when I tell you $1,400. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. Do you know the vessel sinks alone? No, this was not a vessel sink. It was one of those basin sinks. You know, those nice looking ones that drop in. I think we paid $60 or $70, and they were selling elsewhere for $400 to $700. Buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. If you ever inclined to give them a call, I would just drop in. The number is 303-295-6022, 295-6022.
Roofing question. Is everybody requiring now to strip roofs all the way down? I know Jefferson County is, but you can't put
I don't know of anybody that lets you do it. I think there are a couple municipalities that will let you do a second layer, and that's
Pueblo is one.
Pueblo will let you do a second layer. But if you already got two layers, you got to strip it all the way, both of them all the way off, right?
Yes.
You can't just take off one.
right. At our house, every year we're stripping off a roof. Every 8 years we're stripping. Hail hit our house 4 times now. 8 years exactly apart.
4 times, 2 times,
4
every
times.
2 years?
No, 8 years, 4 times in a row.
Every 8 years.
Every 8 years, 4 times.
Wow. Do you remember?
Exactly.
Every 8 years.
Every 8 years stuff come up. Exactly. It's just been bizarre. So
We got it.
and then every 8 years I step on a freaking roofing nail and it
No,
lasts
that
for
was
a year.
perfect. Huh?
No shit. Is that why you have that
Yeah,
roofing nail?
those little ones, the plastic disc.
Plastic cap.
Yeah, I don't have any feeling in my foot. The first 8 years ago when I stepped on it, it went into my heel bone. And I had to take a claw hammer to pull it out because I walked around it all day.
Holy, you walked around with it all
I
day?
don't have a feeling in my foot from 6 back surgery, so it doesn't hurt. But I go to take my shoe off.
It should hurt.
It doesn't.
Did you see a trail of blood?
No, I didn't see anything. I had my shoe. Matter of fact, I couldn't get my shoe off. My wife, when she was pulling my shoe, saw the thing. We had to take a claw hammer to get it out. Oh my God! But
That's a YouTube video right there, man.
His life is a YouTube video.
Here, honey.
I'm on 9 lives. I've been rattlesnake bit a couple times, a shark bit, and lightning struck. And
Shark bit?
Wow. Shark, yeah. Back in 1978.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Suzanne,
It was a little one.
he got bit by a shark.
Same day.
Okay, put it down.
Son of a bitch.
I still got the scar. Those are.
You know, rattlesnake bites, I didn't realize how dangerous they are. I mean, I knew a guy that got bit last year, and he was in ICU for 3 days.
Well, you got like a half hour to get to the hospital.
Yeah, and you know what the deal is on the rattlesnake bite? You can't get excited. You gotta just remain calm.
Why? Because the adrenaline?
Yep.
Both times I got bit was at my son's house in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He got bit in July of this year.
Fucking rattlesnake.
24 units.
First thing you're going to do is freak the hell
The
out.
babies are way more dangerous. I got bit luckily by big ones. Oh, they almost had no venom.
It depends where you get bit. You might not be living, bud.
I didn't know that.
Oh, man, don't be that's my buddy Dan.
You're gonna die.
That's awful close.
Well, the first time was in the late 70s, worked with the sheriff's department. I got bit in the shin, and so I found out old Dodges will do 135 miles an hour. So, but it was a dry bite. The one I got right now is still healing from 3 years ago.
And that was in Phoenix
Feel
too.
that through there. You can feel the.
Damn.
Look at this guy says market
They
surge
become
ahead.
necrotic.
If you're holding cash, you're going to feel stupid.
Wow.
It's a hell of a quote.
How can companies not
Did you get
do
bit
good
here?
in tax?
I know in Phoenix, I got bit both times.
As long as they make money.
He got
15,
they're
they're
going
gonna
to
make 15%
a little baby that was so small.
Yeah, how about California?
24
Did you
units
see what
of
those
venom.
two guys were
It was
doing?
$290,000.
2 of their congressmen introduced legislation.
I told you about this.
I've got rattlesnakes up around my house.
The companies
I'm
have to
concerned
pay
about them.
half of what they're going to be saving to the rest of
The lower
California.
they are, the more pros and cons.
Yeah, they want to
They
raise
need it when they're
taxes
real
in
little.
California.
Yeah,
Because they're saving so much.
It's way more dangerous.
Okay, you ready for this? Bitten by a shark.
Guess who? Guess who?
Guess who was bitten by a shark? Did you know that? Oh, I got to tell Suzanne we're making a list. We already did. Suzanne put on the list. He was bitten by a shark. Oh my God. I wish you had a video camera. Let me know your entire life. It would be absolutely amazing.
You know what? Most people, when they talk like you bullshit, but he's telling the truth.
I know he's telling
No,
the
he
truth.
really is, because
I guarantee you.
And it's so amazing the crap he's been through.
I'm actually really lucky to be here.
What's that?
You got struck by lightning too.
Yeah, it was an indirect strike. I hit the house and jumped down.
Struck by lightning.
Doesn't count though, it's indirect.
Knocked me out, but it wasn't.
Did it really?
Did you ever have?
Still got the burn on my
Did
garage.
you ever have a religious experience?
No.
No,
Yeah.
miracles.
He was nailed on the cross.
I don't know. Getting hit by lightning could be kind of religious.
It wouldn't even hurt if you were nailed on the cross because you had no feeling.
It was so weird. I had Bondo on a spreader in my hand, and it really hit that, and it blew the Bondo, the little pink dots everywhere, all over me, all over the car. My wife thought I had red.
Hi, today is all about the house. Today I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. Art of Granite. That's one example of saving money. If you want countertops, what I like about Mitch Floria is he gives prices on the phone. You don't get people to do that. They always think they got to come out and waste your time and sit around. And, you know, sometimes it's necessary. But Mitch says, you know what, at Art of Granite, we're not going to do that. You simply can call him with measurements, send him a photo or two. After you call him, he'll tell you how to do that. And then he'll give you a price, and it's usually pretty good, within hundreds of dollars. I mean, just a few $100s, depending on what you pick, okay? He'll give you a low end and a high end, and then you go to a showroom in Golden and then pick and get a specific contract, guaranteed 1 to 4 weeks for everything from the time you call him. And then what you do is you just enjoy getting all of the countertop material wholesale. He only marks up the fabrication installation. He only charges for that. And then he charges a small markup on cabinets direct from the manufacturer. He tears out and hauls away everything free. He does the bathroom free if you do the kitchen at the same time. And what I really love is he's open 7 days a week. Yeah, 7 days a week. Metro, Denver, and mountain communities are welcomed. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net. So today is house day. House day. We got a lot going on around the house. And if you have any roofing questions, give us a call. We always have emails. Yes, what?
Clint went out, looked at that carpet we were talking about last week.
Yeah, and I thought...
From the, what was the builder? KB Home, or not KB?
Lennar.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat of a tract builder. And I don't want to, when I say tract, all I mean is, you know, they buy a tract of land and they put up cookie cutters. They put up pre-designed houses.
Yeah.
You know, a beautiful $500,000 house.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. I thought she was being too fussy based on the photos. Clint, bottom line.
She's a perfectionist, but she has rights. And I think because of that, maybe they're not taking her seriously. But the carpet, where the transition from the tile to carpet is, it's just coming up. I mean,
bad.
It's real bad.
Okay. So, did you talk to him after that?
I called Buddy up, Buddy Mitchell from Simply Floors, to ask his advice, and he said that when they're done over like that, they have to be stapled. It won't, that tack strip won't hold.
And
That's simple.
Well, okay, can Buddy fix it?
Yes.
I think we should get Buddy to fix it, and then go and ask Lennar to pay for it.
And then if they won't, small claims court.
Yeah.
Because we're witness to the fact that she's called him several times, but it could be because they perceive her as a nitpicker.
Yeah, that could be.
Did she pick out stuff that really wasn't a problem that you thought she was exaggerating?
Well, this has been going on for a year. It looks like most of the stuff. Her husband, actually, they gave up on some of it with downstairs tile. Her husband's torn out the whole downstairs bathroom, retiling himself.
Okay. Are you... Okay. All right. I wasn't there, so I'm going with your word. If you say the transition wasn't good, what about that seam that I could hardly see in the photo?
No, we agree the seam is...
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
She said it was terrible. Okay, so here's the problem. If you keep using the big guns and complaining all the time, what happens? They don't take you seriously. It just happens that way.
The boy that cried wolf.
So speaking of Simply Floors, this is a when I say one-man operation, I don't mean that. I mean a one-man owner. I mean, this is a family-owned, he and his wife, obviously, but he started this place, and it was a simple philosophy. I'm going to make less markup, and I'm going to compete with the big boys. In fact, you can get 30 to 40% more. Speaking of homes, Buddy Mitchell, okay? Simply Floors Inc. is his, Simply Floors Inc. That is his website. You go on there and you can set appointments to get someone at your house, and once you get into the process, you'll even get free design services. We're not talking about just someone who says this goes with this. True integration of the floors into your home, and you can save, like I said, up to 40% or more, from, but mainly around 30 to 40% from the big boxes. His showroom is at 52nd and Ward if you want to drop by. SimplyFloorsInc.com. What were you going to say, Mark, about that? I thought you...
No, I love Buddy Mitchell. You talk about...
As a person, you can't do better. That's, okay, so
success story.
All about the house today. Oh, well, anyway, Betty's got a problem with her neighbor. Let's get to that one. Betty, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's going on?
So I have a neighbor who, so I sent the photos yesterday, but I have a curb alongside of my driveway, or had, should say, and it's approximately 35 feet long. And he wanted to put a fence up, and while I was at work one day, he ripped the curb that's attached to my driveway up.
So
and this was in
wait,
April.
This is your curb on your property?
Yeah, it's connected to my driveway.
And okay,
what?
Hold on. Note from neighbor. Let's try to see this note from neighbor. Okay, so is this on? I think she might have it online. Okay, let's talk about this. Just one day, he arbitrarily, to fix his fence, he moved or tore out your curbing. And the curbing, to be clear, was on your property.
Yes, he tore the curbing out to put a fence up. He put a
he says, hello, Amy. Are you Amy?
I'm Betty.
Why does it say hello, Amy? What is this, Suzanne? Oh, she's going by an alias, so I guess I shouldn't have said Amy. Hello, Amy Stottgard. No, I'm just kidding. That's not your name. Okay. I found out today from the city and county surveyor's office where the property line is between our properties, Ralph's cell, such and such, and another cell, so-and-so. I will move the fence back to the proper property line. I will replace your curb. Okay. I worked for A1 Concrete out of Sheridan. You will love it when I'm done. It's sincerely written, it says. That's weird, sincerely written. Anyway, so, Stephen, it seems like he's trying to be the good guy here.
Well, that letter was dated.
He says,
May
for the
17th.
misunderstanding, but the true property you could not have been found. The true property could not have been found. I don't know what.
I don't understand looking at this picture. Where are you talking about?
So you see the white car there?
Yes.
You see that curb that comes up a little bit along the right side of that car?
Wait.
Yeah.
Why are we even discussing it? He says he's going to replace it.
Well, that letter was written May 17th, and now he's selling his house.
Oh.
And they're closing on the 1st of February, and he hasn't made good on his letter.
And he won't.
And he won't.
What does she do?
I have
no, if he didn't do it since May. Well, what do? You got this letter. I take him to small claims court for the cost of the curb. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, do you want us to call him? We'll call him.
Well, I just don't know what to do.
He doesn't run a business.
I've never done...
Here's the deal. It's not like he cares what we say about him. He's not running a business or anything where it's going to affect him. Do you want us to at least call and see what his thoughts are?
But his house is closing on the 1st of February.
I know.
So can he put a lien on it?
Well, how do you put a lien on it? For what? What would you put a lien on it for?
I guess because for the repair that he...
Okay, but what is it? What is it? Okay,
I mean,
you can't just put a lien on. And here's what I'm saying: there's no bill, and it's not his bill; it's her property. I'm trying to think of a way. Now, if she went to small claims court and got a judgment, she could immediately lien the house. But I think that might take longer than February 1st. You see what I'm saying? Now, that would be a lien on the house if she got the judgment. But she can't just put a lien on it like a worker could. Like, even if she had a worker come out immediately and do the curb, he can't then go put a lien on the neighbor's house because it's not the neighbor's job. So it's on her property. That's why I asked where it was.
The time crunch sucks here.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and I guess I'm not sure because that.
Does he own A1 Concrete? Did he say he owned it?
No, he doesn't.
All right. Why don't you just hold on a second here, okay? And let's just give the guy a call and see where his head's at. That's what I would do. I would at least do that.
Okay.
All right, and you heard us talking about this investment, Become the Banker. We've gotten a lot of good feedback. The thing is, he's having seminars this week, and if you want to find out about where they are, go to becomethebanker.org. It's really a whole life insurance policy, but it's an investment-grade policy that pays a guaranteed 4% by contract, plus dividends, usually 1 to 2%, or a little less. But the thing is, it's all tax-free income. The government allows you to overfund life insurance. And when you do, you can build up this pot of cash, and it's outside of the insurance policy. The reason to get this is not for insurance, it's for investment. So when you have a pot of cash, you can borrow from yourself instead of a credit card, and then you pay yourself back interest, and the extra interest goes into your account as well, which helps you build up even more cash. It's a great way to shelter money to grow tax-free, and it's a great tool to have later in life to borrow from, to supplement your Social Security or your retirement. You can take checks every month without paying tax on it because it's a loan. And when these loans pile up at the end, your estate pays it with the life insurance. It's really a great, great plan. 303-779-6600 is the number if you want to talk to someone directly. 303-779-6600. becomethebanker.info.
Cops gets a ticket written to him for destruction of property.
But that won't stop the sale, though. But
No,
you're
it's-
right, that's a good one.
It's not going to stop it, and she's got proof because he wrote her a letter saying he did.
Okay, that's good.
But it might pressure him if he truly...
Keep Betty on, and could you try to call the neighbor, Clint?
Yeah.
Listen for the hourly keyword at 5 after the hour, okay? It's great for the economy.
What a dirtbag, though. Says he'll do it. It's been a year. And he works in the fucking concrete
Just to
industry.
get the shit it costs. What the hell's he doing?
Joseph A. Lazara.
You know,
That's why she didn't want my experts.
And as nice as the weather has been for the last, like, 3 months, we can't say that it's been too cold.
Oh, and it goes back to May. I mean, he had all summer.
Yeah, but contractors, especially roofers and concrete guys, they're really busy.
A weird one, I've got to talk to you about it before we put it in the air.
December.
Okay, so what happened is, her dad died, her brother, it's a revocable trust, her brother's trying to take everything. At one point, she was talking to David Salisbury before the dad died. David then didn't return her call, so she hired it, she gave another attorney $200 to look at the trust. That lady stopped returning her calls, so now she wants to ask us to look at the revocable trust. I just think, do I get David on for it? It's a little weird. No, and never charged her, but she wants someone to look at it for free. Well, that's not fair to ask of David, you know? Even, you know what I mean?
So, okay, I'll just talk to her.
So what do you think first?
How did her brother...
So we've got an initial contact with
We just got to design it real quick. Tell me when you want to launch it, and we'll do it.
I just want to see if
Okay.
that's it.
There's not much more to it, man. And then we just hit the area quick.
So do you need me to write down the content? We can write out a basic script? We can video it? What do you think?
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about
What do you think,
cell
Tom?
therapy. I've done extensive research.
Getting the people, the 25% of people that didn't call and get their roof replaced after that last hailstorm. What about it? Targeting them on Facebook, video.
Well, that's the way to do it.
How though? Think of the content. What do you think of the content?
I think that talking about...
deliver the injections.
So video.
Experienced than any other provider in the
Here's the main
Why
concept.
would you go to a clinic
Anything you didn't get fixed is going to be deducted in the future. It will penalize you.
painful joints, knees.
So how do you want to do it? We do a quick
Don't get it fixed.
Facebook video?
Yeah.
So I mean, like literally, after the show, can you knock that out? Like 15-second video.
I don't like phone video
options at
Why
a
not?
true medical regenerative
I have a little
clinic.
camera, I think.
Centennial
It's
Schultz.
charged. I just don't like vertical video.
303-963-9201.
Well, mine doesn't. Mine does perfect.
Can you get on one?
If you
Full
put-
screen, Mark?
Yeah, if
How?
you What do you mean?
I need to get a phone number. Do you hold it
Because
sideways?
it's Samsung, I got a great camera.
Well, no, this is true. So how do you do it? Is it a? It's when you hold it, you got to hold it landscape, right?
Yeah.
Is that what, yeah. Okay. Stuart.
What do you think the backdrop should be?
Yeah, what do you do for backdrop?
Just us in the studio.
Yeah.
What's today? What's the day?
The 23rd?
No, I know. It's Wednesday, isn't it?
No, Tuesday.
Today's
Well, Tuesday. Because,
Oh, yeah. Can you superimpose yourself? If I found video of a hailstorm, like, and then you just, like you're in the hailstorm.
Well, no, I have to have a green screen or blue screen for that, but I can do a false frame monitor. I can do an what's called OTS, over the shoulder, but not me in it. Besides, that would look phony if I was in a contract like this. But I could do an OTS or something. I can make it look good.
Yep, I know what you're talking about, that OTS thing. That sounds good.
Or a split screen of some kind. Once we get the main thing,
Well, and what's going to grab them on their Facebook news, I think the initial would be violent hail hitting shit. And then boom, you break in and talk.
Now, I've seen 2 budget A1s. That's, I guess.
They're doing too.
Okay, good.
Say that again, what?
I got an answer from him. Hey, Mark, they
want 30. I'm just going to let the music play. $109.
Why is he saying let the music play?
I don't care. I don't.
Rooms for just $109.
I don't.
3-minute song, so hopefully it wraps up.
I don't think you'll hear it much.
I can barely hear it in here.
I'll talk over music.
The flashing light, what does that look like on the video?
Mark, what is he doing at budget? What is he doing? Do you know?
I do that fix it.
Okay.
What is it? 189 plus parts? Or 89 plus parts? I forget. What is it?
89.
89 plus parts.
I think it's gone.
Hey, today is Around the House Savings. Although you don't have to call about just your house. We do have our roofers in the house today. If you have any roofing questions, we also talked about Fix It 24/7 and their special, which is a $39 furnace clean and check, which is rock star service. And then we talked about Simply Floors, and we talked about Buy and Build. And now I want to tell you about One Clear Choice Garage Doors. You just don't get better than Chappie and his gang at One Clear Choice Doors. They're just great people with such a work ethic. They will come and inspect your garage door, top to bottom, every part of it, and do adjustments and lubrications if you mention Martino. And they do it to put the sticker there so they can say, we're your company, and if they find anything wrong, they'll present you with a no-obligation list. But if you want a new opener, my goodness, just $333 for an awesome LiftMaster garage door with Wi-Fi compatibility and a battery backup and time to close features. 303-565-6409. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So let's talk. What in the roofing industry right now is the challenge? Are there people not putting in claims? I can't even imagine if people had a claim and didn't put it in. Why would they do it? There's about 25% of the market that don't do anything.
Actual cash value.
Now, does that mean Brett, or Dave or Mike, do they not do anything, or do they take the check and not do anything?
I think there's probably about this is Jay with Excel Roofing, there's probably about half a dozen different reasons why people don't act on it. They procrastinate.
Do some people, though, get the money and then just keep the money?
Oh, heck yes, they do.
Now, that's going to, they'll subtract. You won't get future claims. They'll subtract it from any claim on your house.
You and I both know this, Tom, but we should explain it for the listeners. So if somebody gets a $10,000 claim, they probably get, what, $7,000 initially. They take their $1,000 deductible off that, so they get $6,000 cash, and there's $3,000 out there that's still hanging that they don't get unless they finish the job. And that's what they lose if they don't complete the deal.
Yeah, but they like having cash, and they figure, hey, you can hardly see the damage. It's not leaking. Because isn't it possible to have roof damage from hail that doesn't leak? It is possible.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just cosmetic, right?
But where they're going to get caught in the pinch is if they ever go to sell the house, because a home inspector...
Or another claim.
They look at the roof so closely these days because so many people have pocketed the cash, and they're going to end up having to pay for that roof.
Or take it out of their proceeds. So, have you seen cases, though, where you've been there? Let's just, Mike, have you been out on jobs? Okay, let's say you go out on a job, and you see previous damage, and you know it's not from this storm. What does an adjuster do in that case?
Well, a lot of times for us, the adjuster comes out and they determine that there wasn't a storm recently, or
no,
they weren't affected by it.
Let's say there was, but there were two. What does he do? How does he differentiate? It's a mess.
A lot of times it just becomes a mess, and they'll deny the claim.
Yeah,
or it comes tied up.
I've seen where you get screwed because they're going to say, well, most of it was before.
Well, if the adjuster's sharp and he knows what he's doing, he's going to be able to identify the old hail damage, because where the granules have been knocked off for 5 years or more, it's very apparent as opposed to the new damage. So that adjuster very well may go back and say, hey, we paid out this claim 5 years ago.
But they're always going to, even if it wasn't them who paid the claim, the point I want to make, even if another company paid the claim, they still subtract it.
Absolutely, because they have access to those records, and most people don't realize that there's a claim history on that house regardless of which company is paying it out.
Do they call, is that the clue?
It is.
The clue report. So you will get it taken away, and again, you may have to end up replacing it with your own dollar if you spent that money. Okay, 303-713-TALK. What's going on with Barbara? Barbara, what's happening? Barbara?
Hi, Tom. Thank you very much.
Yes, what's happening?
I have a problem because I have property that I need to basically unload before about April, and I received it by inheritance through quitclaim deed, and it's out of state in Missouri.
When did you inherit it?
To quitclaim deed that as a gift.
When did you inherit it?
My son, but unfortunately he's separated in a bad marriage, and I do not want this property to go to his presumed soon-to-be ex-wife.
Barbara, when did you inherit it?
Can I give him property before he's divorced? And it's
no, she can't hear
by
me.
quitclaim. Is
Barbara,
that considered?
Barbara, take a breath, Barbara. When did you inherit the property? When?
About 2 years ago.
Okay, why did you not convert that? Okay, it doesn't matter. You got it in inheritance. A quitclaim is every bit as good as except a quitclaim does not do title work, and it does not do perfection of title. So it's not truly as strong as a warranty deed, but it's still a deed. Now, the warranty deed is just as it sounds. It's warranted. They've done a search. They know it's clear. Now, let's talk about the quitclaim deed. All you have to do is quitclaim it to your son. But your question is, if it's before the divorce is final, what happens? Well, that could be sticky. You could easily give it to him very specifically. The wife would be entitled to nothing. But if it went up in value from the time you gave it to them till the time the divorce comes to an end, if it was a lot of money, she could say, hey, listen, you know, we've been married the last 6 or 8 months, and I want that extra money.
Why not a beneficiary's deed?
But a beneficiary's deed is for when Barbara dies.
Well, that's true, but then when the divorce is done, then she can change it.
Yeah, and another question, why do you even care? Why not just do it when the divorce is final? What is the purpose of trying to get it done quickly?
Well, because I'm in a situation where I cannot have that as an asset.
Why?
Because I'm in a low-income housing project.
And that usually they want to know what you have in the bank, and they want to know what you have as far as income. Did they ask about real estate or land?
Yes, and you have to, if you have assets that exceed a certain amount of money, and it includes real estate, you have to have real estate appraised, literally appraised every single year.
Well, here's another problem, though. But here's another problem. In most of those government housing things, they want to know how you got rid of it, because they don't want you giving money away just to be qualified. They may require you to account for the market value. If you think just, I mean, they literally go back 5 years on transfers to make sure people did not just get rid of their money to become eligible. So we may have a problem there. Now, we can talk to David Salisbury about that. He knew a little bit about public housing and also qualifying. But the deal is this. let's just get right down to it. You may not be able to just give it away. And how long have you been in public housing?
For about 8 years.
And what did you do to first get in? Have you had it appraised every year?
No, I just got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just got it. 2 years, you said, though. 2 years.
Right, and I had it appraised last year according to the law, and basically I was told by my management company that as long as I get rid of it before the next due appraisal...
Yeah, but I'm not... Here's what I'm saying, Barbara. I'm not sure just quit claiming it to someone is getting rid of it properly. They may want you to account for the value. You see, the whole idea... For example, Barbara, let's forget about land. Let's say you won. What is the land worth?
Actually, it's only worth about $7,500.
Let's say
half interest.
I don't care about that. It's $7,500. Okay. Let's say you just scratched a lottery ticket and they handed you $7,500. Now, technically, you can't just give that away. You can't. It counts against you. Even you have to have had it truly given away 5 years prior. In some rare cases, it's allowed. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I'm not sure how it works with low-income housing. I'm really not sure. You could be fine, but I want to be sure because they could also deem it as fraud. So we want to be sure. I'm not even sure David Salisbury knows about the public housing part of it. He might just be familiar with I know he's familiar with the Social Security part and nursing home part and Medicaid for nursing homes. This is different. We need to talk to someone who might know about spending down. It's what it's called, spending down. And it has to be done properly. Barbara, I just want you to know it's not going to be as easy as you think. Just quit claiming possibly that it's going to be more complicated. If you hold on, we'll attempt to get you a real answer, okay? 303-713-8255. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal for a big, giant selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. And also a big selection of financing. If you're looking for a used vehicle, Rocky's is the place at 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. Here's the problem with Rockies, okay? They have such great deals that their inventory changes like daily. Well, I would say at least 2 times a week. So if you've been there and you didn't see something you like, give them a call or drop by again. 303-426-4646. Rockies, 63rd and Federal.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
So will I have then another fix it to the third, right? Okay, thanks.
I understood everything until you started saying spending down.
Yeah, I'm not sure, David.
So what do I say? Oh,
I don't know. Ask David if he knows.
Because you can see the
David,
fiberglass.
it's not a nursing home Medicaid situation. It's a subsidized housing situation. We want to know if she's spending down properly or getting rid of her assets. She has a piece of land she inherited worth about 10 grand. And just because it's easier than say it's worth about 10 grand. She wants to quit claim it away to her son. Will that be considered spending down properly? Or does she have to account for the value? You understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is that
We believe all these missing text messages.
If it's an old brittle corrupt, it's
Well,
really
what's
corrupt
corrupt?
like that.
The FBI. What are they doing, guys? Most of the time, gone. They basically, they basically planted all the shit so they could fucking wiretap them.
What was that FISA? They set up, basically made stuff up to get the FISA.
They literally paid someone to make shit up so they can get a FISA.
All of it wasn't made up, but you're right. The bulk majority probably.
the insurance company.
Well, the reason they give a FISA warrant was
Was it because it was a T-law?
that's my whole point.
All I know is that they said it was
The Dozier or Dozier or whatever it's called.
Dossier.
The dossier. What the fuck do they call it that for anyhow?
It's
French.
It's French for fucking budget shit.
Ventilation on the house.
Oh, I agree. Look at what Hillary, she hands her phones, they ask for a phone, she hands them without the SIM card.
There's a possibility that it's
They literally break up her stuff. They
I mean,
where else could that happen except under a bomb?
If you cause the
And his justice,
They didn't.
his justice team was the most corrupt of
They actually denied it 9 years
probably
previous.
since the
It's been like that for 9 years?
Well, I don't know
What?
which storm did it.
Teapot Dome. That was a big
But
oil
he turned it in 9 years
scandal.
ago and they denied it.
Who was,
And then they canceled his
President
insurance.
was way back in the day.
Did this woman say she had a structural problem?
That's high school right there.
I
You
would
guys
say
different
some
than
of
others.
it is
Current events.
Yeah, by the Chris.
Okay,
Listen,
so
the
with
fans
all
are
that
going
being
to
said,
call into a title
if
company
somebody had a hail, a roof
to see if there's any way they can file title before closing.
they had that.
Well, here's what needs to be done. She needs to call the cops.
What's going on?
Destruction of property. Call the Denver PD, destruction of property. She's got the thing where he admits it, and then when the cops are after him, hopefully he gets his ass over there and fixes
Did
it.
they I was out in the thing, did they talk to her about that, tell her that? or-
No, is she still up? Can we bring her back up? And tell her to call the cops.
Screwball. He just doesn't know why he.
Bad thing about it is she's scared.
Why?
And actually, there's also wind damage on it.
What are we talking about now? And that's why she wanted to use the alias.
So
What are we talking about, by the way?
Well, that,
Fence lady.
if you had
The
told
fence
me
lady,
USAA
like we said, she needs to call the cops.
I would do that.
Destruction of
That would
property.
surprise me.
She's got
His
proof of it.
adjuster got a
But if
new
she's
roof
scared of the
system
guy,
just-
I mean, what do you think? Who did it?
just-
Oh, the neighbor, okay.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
see
new
now. I
rail.
I gotta call into a title company
In that
to
it's
find out
been
what they
a
would
year.
file
Have you ever
title
taken a deal to
for.
arbitration?
No.
I don't know how you
Have
do
you?
it.
Yeah, which is what Tom says you can't do,
We're gonna help
a
her
lien
answer.
either.
I mean, I can't even think outside
and
the
I was
box
actually
on it. I
thinking
was
about
really thinking the
calling,
best I could come up with was call the cops.
Or small
TV.
claims court, go to it, and hope he stays within the county or.
I would meet with the adjuster.
It's well within.
Well, she can serve him.
Attitude is, and
She
then go
has
from
to-
And
there.
the crime went down there,
Yeah.
so actually
That's
she
what we're
isn't.
gonna do.
And
She's
getting
serving
rid
him
of
for
actually,
the
that's
addiction,
big.
even if he moves.
She estimates it's
That's really the
$1,000
big
or $1,500 or something.
But the arbitration process, if you and the adjuster disagree, then if you're authorized by the homeowner,
She gets a judgment, but
you guys get a list of like 15 different.
I wish I would took
Get out
people's
as an
calls.
arbitrator, and
It's a
you
great
and the
experience.
adjuster meet up.
I've done that.
I sue people. I've never actually had to go into the courtroom. They always settle.
I actually took somebody to district court by myself.
Well, we haven't even got the
You're not supposed to be able to do that. You almost always have to have an attorney for district court.
For myself,
I got everything filled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if
I
you
just
let
thought
her
it'd be
fill it
interesting
out.
to document that.
$40,000.
And there's wind damage on it also.
40
that
grand.
they denied.
You won?
We're up.
Yep. Matter of fact, I won $42,000.
Yes, 13.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Budget A1 transmission and oil repair, Budget A1, they have a system for repairs. First of all, they do 1 hour free diagnostics, but with this new special they're running, I don't know how you go wrong. They will find, fix any problem plus parts for $89. So you are limited to $89 for shop supplies and labor, $89 plus parts for any job, or it's free. Now you might think, well, what does that exactly mean? Well, do you realize that probably 85% of what's wrong with your car can be done for just $89 or less, plus parts? Now, if it's really minor, they'll just tell you, and they're not even going to charge the $89. But $89 can cover about 85% of the problems. So they're just telling you, you have nothing to risk but $89 or free. Because if it's really major, they're going to show you. Mark Machowski loves taking people right into the room and showing them in the repair shop exactly what's going on. And then if you decide to have that additional work done, fine. If not, the whole call is free and you get a complete diagnostic. You can't beat it. $89 plus parts, or it's free. 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. That's Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. I have David Salisbury with me, attorney at law. David does really a lot with estates, wills, trusts, creating trusts and estate planning. And I know he's answered questions for us before when people wanted to go into a nursing home and they wanted Medicaid to cover them. Sometimes they had a problem because they own something of value, or they have cash. And there is a proper way to spend down and an improper way. For example, improper would be to just take your money and put it in your son's account, or to give something of value to your son or your daughter or your friends, because the government looks askance at that. However, there is a proper way of doing it, and it mostly has to do with time. Is that right, David, when you're spending down?
That's absolutely right, Tom. If she gives away this asset to her child and needs to sign up for Medicaid tomorrow, let's say, in the application for a 60-month period, she's going to have to list that property as being one of her assets.
So it would count against her if she was going to Medicaid.
Against her. But if she's not there now and she wants to give it away, give it away.
Okay, but here's the point now. Here's the point now. I led you into that with a Medicaid problem because that's what you usually help us with. This is a little different. This is subsidized housing, and she's already in it. She's been there for 8 years, and she just inherited a piece of property worth about, let's say, 10 grand or less. So she wants to quit claim the property immediately to her son.
Well, has the estate already deeded it to her?
Okay, that's a good question. Barbara, did the estate deed it to you in a quit claim 2 years ago? They did?
Yes.
Okay. See, at the time, you could have had it deeded. You could have said, I want my son to have it, and they could have done it directly.
That's called a disclaimer. You could disclaim anything from an estate, and it'll just pass to the next person.
But can you, when you disclaim it, can you also direct it? Like say, I don't want it, but I want my son to get it, or is that the same as getting it?
Normally, I mean, under the law, it should go to the person in the will who gets that property if you die before
I get it.
The decedent, yeah.
Like if she was splitting, if she got 50% and her brother got 50%, then it should go back to her brother if she disclaims it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, we have a piece of property, let's say worth $10,000 or less. What does she do? If she quit claims it to her son, it still counts against her, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would count against her. So, I mean, I would tell her, I don't know when she's going to run out of money, other money, but if that's what her intention is, go on and do it, and maybe she won't have to apply for some period of time.
Okay, so what he's saying is you got to do it properly. You can quit claim it, but you have to tell him you did it and when you did it. I love this story about Mitch. You know
what do you do when you have $300 in your pocket? You come to America and you say, I want to start a business. Well, he went to work.
So I did one budget
He
A1.
started to learn the granite business. Then he said, I want to start my own shop. Now, Mitch and his team, they're fabricators. They take the ugly stone and turn it into countertops. And he wanted to do countertops a different way. First off, you don't have to buy the whole slab or 2 or 3. You just buy what you need. And you don't have to go to a big, ugly warehouse. He meets you at your home, and then he designs a counter. You don't pay for any more granite than you need, but he doesn't mark up the granite. You can even buy it from one of his other suppliers. You don't have to buy it from him. He'll just charge for the fabrication and installation, and that is the most reasonable anywhere. It's artistic, it's beautiful, it's personal. You're not putting on combat boots and a giant helmet and going to a warehouse. You're meeting in your home. And now with the purchase of your kitchen, you get a bathroom free. 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
Yeah, the missing text messages are just crazy and stuff. I mean,
And
then they're allowing FBI guys to retire just to get out of it.
I think it's such a snake pit that we'll never hear all the mess.
I know, but like I say, under Obama, his justice system,
When they
were
had
terrible.
those 2 guys,
What they did.
remember those 2 guys who were outside that voting place? Those 2, well, yeah, but obstructing it. I mean, preventing people from voting, and
they were. I don't think they actually proved.
Well, they were scaring them off, but that was the beginning of it. And it just went downhill from there. How do you erase everything that's he asked for evidence, and you erase it and destroy evidence?
It is. What evidence did they do, guys? What did they do?
Well, Hillary's servers, her cell phones.
Excuse me. I was checking in with David Salisbury for personal stuff. He said he emailed you last week and hadn't heard back. Do you remember getting that email?
Mm-hmm. He sent it to you, too.
Oh, must have gone in my trash. Can you forward it to me? Because I didn't get it. I was just afraid maybe it went to your trash like Al Ramos did.
Well, I'm coming up on 2 million views on this Quora thing. I just did,
On what is
it?
it?
Was the stupidest answer I ever gave. I'm one of the.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, so I'm one of the guys.
What is the 2 million views of?
It's about this. Okay, what do you do to people that won't turn their lights off when you're driving at night? You know, and I talked about something I did when I was younger as a TV reporter.
Drive-by shooting.
I had to carry a camera with me and a portable light kit, and it was required, even though I was a reporter. So at night when I went home, this would be with me. And one night I took the battery belt, put it in the front seat, took this Frezzi light, this giant spot or flood, and I spotted it. And when I was driving, and because on Highway 41 in Southwest Florida, they would always, these old people drove with their brights, and you flash them, and sometimes they'd respond. Most of the time they didn't. So one night I flashed them, and they didn't turn it off. So I took the spotlight, turned it on, held it outside the car like this, and shined it in the other lane. And I swear to God, traffic stopped, and everyone turned their brights off, and it was like the craziest thing. And that's what I did. I went like that, and man, did they get the message. It was just, and I just wrote that stupid answer. I said, disclaimer, no attention, I am not recommending this ever. Do not try this. I did it when I was young and stupid, and I was upset with these drivers.
Are people bitching at you?
No, they're all happy, saying that's the greatest thing I ever heard. Did you really do it? And I thought it was such a stupid answer anyway. I mean, it's not that unique. I shined a bright light, you know, but it was like 40 years ago, more than 40.
Police officer DOI school, that's one of the first indicators somebody's drunk, they don't dim their lights. That's the top thing for the police to pull somebody over.
Well, anyway, I got so tired of brights in my face. But, you know, is that still a problem? Do people still drive with brights?
Yes. Some of the new cars
I'm up in the
really
mountains and on Berthoud Pass, and frickin' like every other
bad weather.
Every first vehicle in the line, they always keep their brights on. And they just don't shut them off. I don't know if they're stupid and forget, or if they're high, or what's going on.
And then they do upvotes, you know, which is got like 500,000. It's weird how that. I have got given such beautiful answers to problems and buying cars. They don't get shit, you know. Just because it's Quora, you get 100,000 or so. But this one took off. Mark, I can't figure it out. It's just like when you try to do a good job in social media, it really doesn't work. No, seriously, the more off the cuff and spontaneous, the more it works.
You struck a nerve because it happens to everybody.
But he was saying, make your video cinema verite, you know, as it happens, and don't make it polished, because people just, you know, they look, you know, and that might be true. I mean, it is true. If you look at most of the videos, they're not produced.
I think that tweeting that Trump does, as much as people malign it, I think that's part of the charm that people.
I love it.
Now with editing, Mark, I do believe you should edit out dead spots of just, you know, when people are walking with the camera. There's certain things, but I'm all for not having the flips and dissolves and graphics, and that I can see that, but there's a lot of dead time in some of these videos. But I've been analyzing YouTube with my kids, what they watch, and it's just nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know they watch YouTube more than regular TV?
Oh, yeah.
Regular TV has to be suffering. Because I don't think my kids and I, we ever turn on regular TV.
The kids always go to YouTube first. Duke just loves The King of Random. Did Giovanni watch that one?
Of course.
They love that guy.
Oh my God, there are so many people.
He's like some kind of rock star.
Oh, these guys are so famous within that world. Oh, and then, you know, the old Viners, they still call them Viners, the 6-second ones, they still do them on YouTube. My God, are they funny and clever? Some of these kids are so clever. You're thinking, holy crap.
Driving through Monument Valley with 4 of my granddaughters in the car. Monument Valley. And their faces are in their phones the whole time.
Oh, that's all kids.
Oh, it's people, though. It's not just.
Yeah.
I'm not peaceful.
You're not peaceful.
Oh,
I watched YouTube.
I had rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah. I never
The
watched
main
it.
tendon in my shoulder was cut, and also the tendon that connects to the bicep.
Sure, yeah.
I just pulled the video of some guy who already did it.
That's why I mean, but they're
That happened
doing
pretty
it.
much.
They're not doing it to try to
I was
learn
up in
something.
Whistler at the bike park.
I wonder
It
what
was the first day of a bike vacation for like 6
Quality
days.
first.
So I took a day off, and then I
Wants us to
rode.
update.
Even during the bike deck.
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being right.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. It's all about the house today, but you can call about anything. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Yes, this hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz. If you're looking for stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz for real living stem cells. Hey, we've been doing this for so long. We're solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Today we have Excel Roofing with us and Petrali Roofing. Petrali's out of Colorado Springs. And we have Excel out of Denver Metro, and we're talking about roofing.
Tom, we need a roof question. We haven't had one roof question yet.
But we've had roof discussion. We will have roof questions because I have some emails. But we also, if people do have a question, give us a call and about anything, though. And if you have a roofing question, we do have experts. There is a looming question on contracts on email because I had mentioned something about getting out of contracts if they're not done properly. That's complicated, but we'll get to it. Anyway, Centeno Schultz in Broomfield. Dr. Chris Centeno, he's also part of Regenix he started. They do living stem cell treatment. Now, you may think you've seen stem cells all over the place, but you haven't. Most of these chiropractor offices that, well, all of them that ship this stuff in, it's not living stem cells. It's amniotic fluid. It does not contain living stem cells. I can get into the science. I can get into the regulations. It's not worth it. I'm just telling you, if you want true stem cell therapy, go to MDs, doctors. Go to the ones that harvest. It's the only way to get them from your body at the time, and then they re-deliver them. You can't store them. You can't take care of them. You got to deliver them, and it's done with guidance, with imaging, and Centeno Schultz is doing it. They were the first ones in the country to do it. The first ones in the country, you can look it up, and that's Centeno Schultz. So if you're looking for stem cell therapy for sore joints, your shoulders, hands, hips, back, knees, they can repair ACL tears as well. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. Centeno Schultz. On my referral list at referralist.com as well. Let's go. Okay, so we have some roofers here, and we are talking about roofing. I mentioned something about contracts, getting out of contracts if contracts aren't proper. And then Mark last week looked up what needs to be on a contract to be valid, and you would be shocked. I would say probably 2% of the roofers out there do the contracts the way they're supposed to be done.
That's exactly right, Tom. Very few people do it correctly.
What's supposed to be on a contract?
Well, first, the thing that needs to be on there is the scope of the work. The scope of the work means that you're telling the customer exactly what you're going to do and for how much. And so many roofers love to just not put any price on there.
They say for insurance proceeds or whatever the insurance company wants, and I say don't do business with those people.
Yeah, but there's no teeth in that regulation, though. I mean, you still would have to sue the roofer. You would still have to do all this. It's not like if they don't do it, there's a secret judge somewhere that gives you all your money back or whatever.
No, but if somebody just said for insurance proceeds and then, or they give a price and they want to change it drastically, or they didn't outline the scope of work, it's a weak contract. And if they tried to sue you, you could use it as a defense.
That's true.
So here's the deal, though. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't want someone who says they'll do what the insurance company wants. I want someone who will look out for my best interest and do what I need. It's that simple. The adjusters don't always adjust properly. I want someone to fight for me. And with big claims, I'm a big believer in public adjusters when you have multiple things involved and not just one little roof repair. Okay, so let's talk about putting in a claim. You have 1 year to put in a claim, okay?
That's right.
The longer people wait, there is no penalty.
But a lot of times, Tom, if you're in a hail zone area, you're just automatically put in. An adjuster comes by and takes a look at the roof.
Really?
Yeah, you don't even have to put in a claim.
But don't hang your hat on that, though.
No, you need to have had contact from the insurance company within 1 year. Otherwise, you will lose your rights to that claim.
Here's a specific question. If I want to downgrade my roof, I had an expensive roof. I don't need an expensive roof. I'm not going to stay here. What happens with the extra money? Will they penalize me for next claim? So what happens in a case like that? Anybody know, guys? If somebody wants to downgrade a roof, Mike, Dave?
You can do that, but you just, the insurance company should be paying for like kind. So whatever you have on your roof currently.
And if you take the hit, I mean, if you have...
Check this out, Tom.
If you have something that costs less, you get to keep the extra money.
No, you don't get to keep the extra money. If you have a $15,000 claim and you do a $10,000 roof, you get a $10,000 invoice. You send it into the insurance company.
Really?
They are going to reduce the claim from 15 down to 10, then take $1,000, whatever your deductible is off of that, and only give you $9,000.
Not if you're playing your own GM, though,
right?
But
what about the guys that come to the door and write you the check? Then they already, you know, some insurance companies do that, right? They give you a check immediately.
Yeah, that will happen sometimes.
And that will work then.
If you get that check in full, it's your money. You can do whatever you want.
I don't think you're cheating anyone if you take a lesser roof, and because you're taking the hit, so you're just keeping the money.
I think you're only cheating if you if you submit fraudulent documents.
Yeah. Now, what about upgrading roofs? What percentage of the time do people upgrade in the Springs area?
Well, I'd say in the Springs area, it's probably about 25% of the time, and mostly it's mostly to go with the Class 4 impact-resistant shingles, so that they get a discount on their premiums.
Okay. How much discount do you get?
Up to 28%, depending upon what insurance company it is.
How many insurance companies are going to different deductibles than a flat deductible?
Gosh, it's different with every single company. It's you have to.
But people have to watch.
And not only that, Tom, but it depends upon where you live. Your discount depends upon how dense of an area you live in. If you're with one insurance company, they might give you less of a discount if you're out in the rural area than if you're in the suburbs with a lot of homes, because they have more exposure in that area, so they're going to give you a bigger discount.
Here's another thing. You may have an ACV coverage without knowing it, versus replacement.
Tell people what ACV means.
Actual cash value, which means if you had a roof put on for 17 grand, it's worth in 2000, and it's 16 years old, and you have an ACV, what does it mean? It means that it depreciated 16 years, right, guys? And that's what you get. You don't get replacement.
That's right. So the insurance company might say, this roof has served half of its life, and so therefore, instead of 17 grand, you're only going to get, what, 16?
Whatever.
I mean, like 8.5 grand.
I mean, it could be half of what you need.
That's right, 8.5, and then they're going to take your $1,000 deductible off of that, and so you might only get 7.5.
Then some have guaranteed replacement, which means you get ACV up front, and then you get the balance when you get it done.
Replacement cost value, and then the good policies are the ones that have the code upgrade. They call it law and ordinance, which means that if the codes have changed, and for instance you need ice and water shield because the municipality requires it, they're going to pay for that also, even if the old roof didn't have it.
Kim, what's going on in your life? Hello, Kim.
Hi.
What's happening?
Thank you for taking my call. Well, this is actually about what our family would love to have around our house, and that's our mother. Unfortunately, other family members would rather have our mother institutionalized the rest of her life.
Okay, now, Kim, the ones who have the first say in that are guardians or immediate family. So, Kim, your mom has how many kids? You and how many? You and...
Well, actually, I'm the daughter-in-law, but, you know...
So your husband,
how
many in his family, your husband?
He has 3 other siblings,
so there's
and
4,
he's the youngest.
There's 4 sibs, right? And and your husband is the only one that wants to keep her out of the nursing home?
That's correct. And then
okay, so he's outvoted.
Yeah, we know we're going to have to get an attorney to fight this.
Well, you may not.
The issue.
Kim, it may not be an attorney issue.
Where would she live if she wasn't going to the nursing home?
She would live with us. We have 8
in her house or in your house?
In your house?
In our house.
Now, Kim, why do the other siblings object to that?
There's a lot of bad blood.
But Kim,
actually,
do you think they really want your mom to suffer, or they want her locked away? What is the real reason you think they don't want her living with you?
I really can't say because they really don't know me.
Well, I'm talking about they know their brother. They know their brother. Why can't your mother-in-law live with you guys? I mean, they must have expressed some reason. They must have said, "Oh, it's too complicated. You can't possibly take care of her the way she needs to." Or they might say, "You just want her Social Security check." I don't know what they're saying. I mean, I can't imagine it would be a profit center.
Yeah, I can't speak for them, but we do take care of both my elderly folks here.
Well, maybe they think you have too many. Do you have a big house?
Actually, them.
Kim, you cut out. Do you have kids?
I have a 16-year-old son.
That's it. And do you have a big enough house to take care of all of these in-laws?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, Kim, the bottom line is this. You get a say, or your husband gets a say, just like his brothers and sisters. Have they ever gotten together and had a meeting? Yes or no? No?
They don't speak to us,
okay.
And they haven't really.
Are the three of them united against him? Is your brother the black sheep? I mean, your husband the black sheep?
Well, he's actually the only one that ever got along with his mother. The others had issues that.
Where do the others live? Where does she live?
My mother?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law?
Yeah.
She is at Mount St. Francis, and that's the other issue.
I don't know where that is. I mean, is it Colorado?
It is.
Okay. Where do the other people live?
Fairly nice
Where do the other people live?
They all live here.
Okay, they all live around. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They live in Colorado, so we're all local here. So who is her guardian, or is she still in charge?
Well,
has she been ruled? Has she been ruled incompetent?
I feel like she's been.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, has she been ruled incompetent and assigned a guardian?
No.
Okay, then she, on her own, can leave the nursing home and live with you. They don't have say over their mom. How old is she?
She's, I believe, about 80 years old.
Kim, you understand that in America we are free. And you can't just force an elderly person to do anything just because they're old. If she wants to live with you, there's nothing those kids can do to keep her from doing it.
Well, the issue is that the nursing home won't even let me and my family, they've ostracized us.
There's something missing
here.
There's something weird.
Kim, they can't.
I mean,
listen, she's a free person. If she goes to the nursing home tomorrow or today and says, I no longer want to stay here, she's not a prisoner. She can get out on her own. Is she in? That's what I want to know. Is she senile?
I don't believe she is. She
doesn't know how old she is. She doesn't know her she knows nothing about her.
Well, Kim, do you understand what we're saying?
That's exactly it.
You understand? Listen, Kim, okay. It doesn't matter if you're 64 like I am or if you're 80. If somebody said to me, you have to live in a nursing home, I'd say no. So she can do that. Do you understand?
Well,
She's
they're
not
lying to her. They make her seem like she works there. Okay? And
they're lying to her, and she doesn't realize that she's a resident there. She thinks she works there.
No, that's right.
Okay, hold on a second. This is getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah, my nut detector is going crazy.
This woman thinks she's working there, and they're tricking her. Now, there's something going on.
Yeah, Social Security check, I think you nailed it to begin with.
No. Listen, Mark, no one makes enough money on Social Security that they'd want to take someone in. Come on. I mean, but maybe.
Okay, what do you make of it
then? Okay, what do I make of it? It could be that they truly want her there and think they can take care of her, but they may not realize how incompetent she is, because if she thinks she's working there and she's really a resident, that's a big red flag right now. I don't know what to tell you on that one. 303-713-8255. A serious topic in life is addiction. And I deal with it on this show, and I privately have helped people who have called me and referred them to places for addiction treatment. I have a soft spot in my heart for that, and right now I'm working with Jason. It's not his name, but he is texting me often, and I'm hoping he's doing well. I need to get him to call a place for information. Most everyone wants information when it comes to addiction. You can't just give a number and say, here's the number, go into your treatment program, insurance will pay most of it. No, this is not a sales job. The Raleigh House, which is in a treatment center, not for everyone, but it may be for you, we're not doing a sales job. The phone number I'm going to give you, oh yeah, if you wanted to check in, you could, if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict and you just want help. But this is for families and loved ones, okay? This number is not to give you a sales job and not to try to sell you on the Raleigh House. It's a wonderful place, but it's not for that. They will answer any question you have on addiction. That's what people need, information. What does it cost? Does insurance cover it? How much does insurance cover it? What do you do at the Raleigh House? What do other treatment centers do? How long is it? What should I do to approach an addict? How do I know they even have a habit? What is too much alcohol? Tell me how we can approach them together. Can I get them on the phone with you? Any questions at all, whether you're going to go to Raleigh House or not. The caring, loving staff has established this with the Troubleshooter Network to help people get information, because no matter what, you need information, right? And people don't know where to go. It's not like you ask your neighbor about addiction. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. One more time. And you can always find RaleighHouse.com, TheRaleighHouse.com, or go on my referral list. 720-893-5559.
Are you going to bring her back?
No, I'm going to bring her back.
All right.
Is Pro Care, Dave?
I just emailed you about him. He had a request for today. He wanted you to do it. He's not on a live, but wanted you to.
When is he? Is he
well,
live?
he's got a spot every day, but we only do his lives Mondays and Wednesdays. So can you confirm you got that email though? As I wanted to be sure.
Let me I don't want to get out of this thing and say, please take care of this, and that's it.
How do they know how many sheets?
Well,
they just say that they include up to 4 sheets on the bid.
Sure, it's just the irreparable damage, right?
What's happened?
But what they're saying is if they tear off the old wall, and the plywood is bad around the chimney, that they'll do up to 4 sheets without any additional.
Okay, that's kind of a standard thing in the industry is what I'm asking.
That's fair. I did send that, so I'm glad I asked.
Okay.
Let me
I tell people
resend.
$50 a sheet.
Okay, that's fine. Secondly, what should they expect from underlings? Now, I don't, I know that there's an ice and dam shield so far off.
Ice and water shield.
Yeah.
Do you know what that stuff is? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, it's that rubbery, sticky.
It looks like duct tape almost.
Yeah.
This one comment, Mark.
And it sticks down.
The only way this story would be better if it was like,
how far up should it
it's
go?
the stupidest thing I've ever written in my life.
Usually it's on elevation.
I just don't.
Oh, the slope of the roof, the steeper the roof, the less. But,
So we have to try.
No, it doesn't depend on steepness.
Okay, so check it out.
Every
Some
day,
municipalities will
every
be
day,
20 feet
50
around
comments on that post. Do you realize that every day you get the notices? Every day.
Oh, easily. It just keeps growing. It's over 4 million now.
Feet inside.
That's so weird that it's, see, look, I sent it 5 minutes ago, but this is what
I know.
I did.
The first one when it first started
I just
going,
sent it to
we're
you.
sitting in the hot tub. My
Steve
phone goes
Martino.
ding, ding, ding.
No, it says request from Colorado.
And then within about 10 minutes, ding, 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 it just wouldn't stop, man. I had to turn it off, literally turn it off.
You wouldn't just put it in the center.
Al
You have to go all the way
emailed Mark and it went in his trash.
all the
It's
way
just
up
so
to
weird.
Oh, let me check.
So it depends upon what the city code says.
Okay,
Right.
how does the inspector know when he gets there?
What's up, Carl?
Never any way for the inspector to know.
Yeah, I
if it's
know.
done
Headphone
correctly?
jack ain't
You can look on the edge.
Yeah, and I checked
Oh, you
with
can't
other
from the edge.
headphones
Okay.
and there's only one working.
Oh, okay, is it this one here?
Yes, it is this
Oh,
one.
how do you get you out of your cage?
Oh, it's amazing.
Did you think there was cookies up
something
here?
well.
I can't believe you're not
What is that?
getting this.
Synthetic?
That's stressing me
Yeah,
out.
it's a little bit better because it doesn't wrinkle.
Oh,
That was for
what
that
happened to
show.
her? Where is
She
she?
uses those
We
terrible
weren't finished with her.
This second one went inside my shoe.
Oh, this is
Solved
the
it for me.
one.
Did you call the neighbor with the
Yeah,
curbing?
she was helping.
No, I'm waiting for a call back actually from a title company that thinks there might be something they can do.
I don't know.
Okay, is this the curb that was, no, it couldn't be. It was the other curb over here.
Yeah.
There's a curve on the right
She
side
did-
there.
Yeah, but she gave us a really bad picture.
I can't even tell what's wrong with
I
it.
don't understand anything.
So
I got some suggestions,
Why
like
did
Mark
you do
said.
that?
The fence that's there now, that's what's currently
She
there.
needs to call the
Put a
cops.
fence
Yeah, I
light.
think Mark
There was a curb there.
Yes, there was a
Okay,
curve there.
that other picture has nothing to do with this picture.
It's just what it looks like
I
now.
can't even tell you
Okay, before,
exactly
it's
what the
after
city
and
is.
before.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Since this isn't coming in, what's the best way to get, because I've now
Can
sent
you,
No,
it.
you have to leave this.
but
I think your recommendation is the police and going and getting the,
Most
can't
require
have an estimate.
That's
Like
weird,
have
I
a
sent
number,
it twice.
getting an estimate right away and getting that thing filed in
There's
small
some
claims now.
yeah.
Yeah, she's got an estimate of this her own though. You see,
Yeah.
this was
This
I know, 10% raise.
That's because, let me tell you, all these banks, all these big companies do want to share the wealth to keep the power in tower. Because you get a Dem back in office, holy shit, all of us are going to hell.
Well, not only that, is they want to keep their people.
I'll say, I will get out of the stock market so fucking fast if I even have wind they're going to be there. This whole economy will crash again. If we ever have any Democrat anywhere again.
Let me know if
Ever!
Ever!
Damn them Democrats! They're communists.
It would be horrible. I mean, the stock market would literally fucking go shit. It would go bananas,
you
man.
know what? So this guy wrote an article. This is fake media.
I don't think it's a
He
problem.
wrote an article saying that it actually increased more the first year of Obama than it did the first year of Trump.
How can anybody? What increased?
No, it did. The stock market. But what they're not saying, they come from a huge crash.
No, I know. How do you compare that?
And that's why I put it in there. I put the comment. I said, this is why people are so, anti-media, is because you don't tell the whole story. You can't compare that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's like say the media, they put up these stories, and they're just like, if you're just an idiot out there, which most Americans are idiots, that's what they look at.
Hey guys.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. If you're ever in financial difficulty, remember the names Wink and Wink. I hope you're not, ever, and I hope you don't need them. I hope this client never gets business again. They'll switch law. Just think if no one ever had to do a bankruptcy.
Don't say that about roofs, okay,
No, how
Tom?
wonderful. No. You just have to switch locations. I mean, switch careers. So winkandwink.com, Mike and Gigi are wonderful people. Now, if people have had a death in the family, a loss of a job, a divorce, something like that, they can sometimes run into a situation where they need a Chapter 13 or a Chapter 7. Some people, unfortunately, are just foolish, and bankruptcy helps them too. And, that puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Now, Wink and Wink aren't going to judge you on it. But I personally, I can't fathom when people tell me they've gone bankrupt from using credit cards and all that twice. Can you believe that in a lifetime? Anyway, if you want to talk to Wink and Wink and get a compassionate ear and find out how to get out of your financial problems, they have ways. They also do debt settlement. 303-410-1720, 410-1720, winkandwink.com. We have a lot of people who have held, and anyway, we were talking to Kim, and Kim, here's the deal. We need more information, and I'll tell you why. This is very strange, because if she is not ruled incompetent, and she does not have a guardian, that's what you have to find out. They cannot limit you, and they cannot keep you from seeing her, and they can't keep her from doing anything she wants within the law, of course. So, Kim, why were you banned from the nursing home? That sounds strange. They would not do that just out for no reason. No matter what, they would never do that for no reason. Why do you think you were banned?
Well, when we finally found out where she was, we went up there, and she wanted to leave with us immediately. And so we started putting some paperwork into place. And the day I went in there to have her sign it, the board director, snatched it out of her hands and told me the cops were coming. And I said, okay. And they boarded me in this room and wouldn't let me leave. And then finally I told them,
Kim,
they boarded her in the room.
Kim, they locked you in. They would not let you out.
In fact, if you call there right now, you'll need a code to talk to her. And my son is not allowed to see her. I'm not allowed to see her.
Now, Kim,
and the only way that my...
Okay, let me explain something to you. I've had calls like this in the past, and I had one of them turn out to be such a travesty. I had an attorney, an elder law attorney, intercede and get her out. This nursing home literally thought they knew what was best. They had no court order. They had nothing but their judgment. They were keeping her from seeing her best friend. They also she wanted to get out, and they wouldn't let her. They wouldn't let her. They were literally keeping her prisoner because her family said she was not competent. She was never ruled incompetent. We had this attorney go in and free her, because they literally were taking her stuff and trying to sell her home and ruled her and tried to get her. But listen, but Kim, I'm saying one out of the several calls. I don't know where you stand, okay? I don't know. I'm not going to assume you're a nut. I'm not. You could be. No, you could be. Or you could be exaggerating. Something, though, we both agree there is more to the story. Kim, they don't automatically ban people or lock them in a room for the police. When the police came that day, what did they charge you with?
They didn't. In fact, I went to the police myself, and they said they had never had a phone call from them about me.
Now, did you say they really captured you and wouldn't let you leave?
Yeah. They put me in a room.
False imprisonment.
And wouldn't let me see my mother.
No, but they wouldn't let you leave.
You just said your mother.
Yeah, well, no, she says that. It doesn't matter. It's a mother-in-law. She's correct.
This is kind of squirrely.
It's not squirrely. Mark, she's emotional. I don't care about that little thing that she said my mom. She means her mother-in-law. What I care about is her lying, because I don't think anyone captured you in a room and wouldn't let you leave. But I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them. Okay. You claim that they false imprisoned you. That is a charge, and that is a serious... So if you wanted to leave, they would not let you leave to go home.
Well, finally they did.
No, finally. How long?
You have to wait, I would say 15, 20 minutes. But when I came out, my mother wanted to leave with me, and they wouldn't let her. They were holding her back. And
now, when we call, of course they're going to say, because of HIPAA, they're not going to talk about that woman. We're not going to ask about the woman. We're going to ask about your allegation that they falsely imprisoned you and would not allow you to leave. That is very important, Kim. And then we're going to find out what her competency status is. But you're not allowed to call, or you're not allowed to go there. If you show up, would they call the cops?
I would say they would.
Is there a restraining order?
No, I have never been in trouble with anything
If your son wanted to go and see his grandma, they would not let him.
No, in fact, if you called there right now and asked to speak with her, they would say, what is the code?
Okay. That alone is abridging her rights. Now, if she wasn't ruled incompetent, there is something seriously wrong here. What's the name of the nursing facility?
It's called Mount St. Francis. Mount
St. Francis. And where is it located?
It's in Upper Colorado Springs. I can give you the number.
Yeah.
We call there every day.
What is the number?
Okay, just 1 minute.
Okay. Now, get the number for me, Suzanne. I think Clint should call, since he's dealt with nursing homes before, and he was probably a doctor at one time in his life. I'm not sure. Probably a geriatric physician. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
They've got good reviews.
Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans. Uh-oh, Brent, I saw rates are moving higher. Tell me what you can do.
Well, they are. So here's the thing. Rates have now moved into the low 4s. So here's the real impact on this. Okay, we've seen 30-year fixed rates move up a quarter over the last 7 to 10 days. On a $250,000 mortgage, that's just a little over $30 more in payments. So it's not the end of the world.
No.
It is a move higher. It is not a significantly larger move higher.
But one of the good things is your interest rate guarantee, too.
That's exactly right. If they do move lower, so if you refinance with us or use us to purchase a home and rates go down 0.75% or more within 2 years of doing a home loan with us, we'll refinance your existing home loan. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind for people. Take advantage of rates right now. Economy continues to get traction. As the Fed meets later on this month, we are more and more likely seeing a rising rate environment rather than a stabilizing rate environment or a declining environment. So take advantage now if you've been putting it off, and I know a lot of people have. Get in, get started, get locked.
Thank you very much. That's 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
Hi, it's
nursing home.
Yes, it's after the
They're
holidays.
sisters of
Sisters 630 KHOW.
There's something else.
At $1,000.
Yeah, you don't think? Those crooked nuns, get them the hell out of there.
Listen for the hourly.
That picture of the place looks nice. You're right. All the reviews. They had a bunch of good reviews.
She's trying to get that Social Security check. I don't care what anybody
I think
says.
it's cash.
Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term is, do it. It's a flexible term loan. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
What could a Social Security check be? Well, my God, how many old people she have hostage in her house? She already named like 2.
Mark,
I'm just asking, say $1,500.
But without some advanced
So her parents, there's $3,000, another $1,500 from her, and then like what Dan brought up something too. She probably gets paid by Medicaid to take care of these people as well, right?
No, I don't think so. But
Well, they have some kind of program like that.
taxes for more than 20 years here in Colorado.
And then if she did go to live with them, would she expect some kind of payment?
You guys ever heard of this place?
So,
I've got to
see that. Where's the Brutus? I have Budget Pro and Fix It.
Fair share in taxes during retirement. If you don't have to, call me, Linda Gardner, to schedule your compliment.
I actually don't think you have budget because
I did one budget.
You did one, and there should have been 2.
No, there should be 2. No, wait, he says there should be.
Oh, there should be?
Why are
It's whatever's on the log. I thought they were doing 2 a day, are they?
Well, they put it in there, but
yeah.
a lot of times it's a mistake. So I didn't
What
know.
do you think? Do you think they wanted to?
That's what he told me what he bought.
Him he wanted to.
Let's do 2 then.
Yeah.
It's a real nice.
He's the only spots they're doing are right here on this show. Here. You follow?
Gotcha.
And I think it is 2 a day, 4 days a week.
I don't think that's wise.
The satellite map.
It's just for like a month.
Listen now, get 3 room areas done for just $109.
What?
When I walk on my carpets after 0
Well, maybe we talked about it. That's a good idea.
Never have to worry about
That's not a bad idea.
left behind. Call now.
That's not a bad idea at all. And it doesn't cause any,
3 rooms pre-treated,
we can just
cleaned,
keep
and
using these on
sanitized for just $109.
turn that, kill that for a minute.
5150. 3 rooms for just $109. 303-471-5150 or ZeroResDenver.com. 471-5150 or ZeroResDenver.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-681-0573.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-681-0573. That's 1-800-681-0573.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. You and your family can't lose another precious day to this horrible disease. If you or someone you know is abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue, anxiety, depression, or trauma related to substance abuse, please know you're not alone. There's help. Call the Raleigh House today. They've established a special number to address your concerns. 720-893-5559. That's 720-893-5559. The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program located here in Colorado. You'll speak to someone local about different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more denials. Get the help you need. Some health insurance covers the cost. Call today for a free no-obligation consultation. The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Call today.
What's going on now and next? This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I am Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We talked about ideal home loans. I want to remind you that approval reverse mortgages If you need a reverse mortgage, approvalreverse.com. Joan Sullivan is the one I recommend, approvalreverse.com. So let's go to the phones. I have Jay Bretz with me from Excel, and we do have a question I would like your opinion on, guys. Mark opened up a can of worms when he said, what about people being their own general contractor? This is
Mark opens cans of worms?
This is a bad one.
Daily.
No, but let's think about it. Let's think about it.
Usually they'll give you 10% too, overhead and profit.
Can you do that as an individual? This doesn't help you guys. If somebody wants to do it their own roof, to me it's a recipe for disaster. But how would it work? Do they actually pay people the labor part? I mean, let's say you hire people and you buy the roof. Now you have like individual, I don't know, how do you do it? Have you seen people try?
I have, and I've seen people do it successfully.
Okay.
And what we should elaborate on, we're not talking about just the roof. We're talking about some siding, maybe the back deck, painting the house, the fence, things like that. So we've got multiple trades like this, and when you do that, then the insurance company will pay 10 to 20% extra for a general contracting fee.
Have you seen people try to do it, Michael, from Petrali Roofing?
Yeah, I've seen it done successfully and unsuccessfully. A lot of times one of the benefits of using someone like Jay or us is we get better pricing, so you could actually get more work done and better work done because
really?
We're dealing
Even
with...
than doing it yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
No, I'm wondering. You can?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people undertake something that they don't understand exactly what they're getting into. Let's say that they've got some friends that are going to do a roof because, you know, they're going to do a weekend roof replacement.
No, I understand.
And they get up there and they didn't realize that all the decking is rotting, and now they've got to replace it. Then they just end up falling through the roof. They don't have insurance to cover anything, and they're in more of a can of worms than Mark could open up.
Also, I have found that suppliers can and contractors can have a tendency to take advantage of people that don't know the business.
I'd think you're nuts to do it if you're just not a savvy person. I mean, simple as that. Most people aren't going to fall into there. I mean, they're not. Now, I successfully did it, and I put a lot of money in my pocket doing it. But I hired actual roofers, too. It's before I knew you guys.
Sure.
But, I mean, I actually went out. I was a GC, and it's exactly what Jay said. I had siding. I had all these different things to do. And I also used a public adjuster to make sure I was getting everything I could at the end, too.
That's right. I think insurance companies are going to require a lot more documentation. They're going to want to see the receipts for the material. They're going to want to see receipts that you paid to the subcontractors, all of that before they give you any money.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jack, what's going on with you, Jack? I'm sorry you waited before. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, no problem. Just wanted to ask you about a couple products you used to promote. I actually bought into them and having pretty good luck, I think. But I'm just wondering if you're still using the BioT.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, for those listening, BioT.
They put a pellet in your butt.
It stands for testosterone, the T, and the E stands for estrogen, but they do way more than that. BioT is basically, if you had to sum it up, a hormone balancing program, or excuse me, hormone optimization. It's not just replacement, but it's optimization. I'm a spokesperson for them around the country on TV, and I use it and I love it. Okay, and as Mark said, the pellets go in the fat of your buttocks, and they dissolve slowly over a period of time depending on your metabolism. I need to be dosed about every 4 months.
It's an amazing product, man.
Oh, my God. It is so amazing because now, you know, people that just say, oh, just get, you know, testosterone shots or whatever. You can't. You got to balance. I mean, you may need, like in my case, if I just took testosterone, my estrogen would fly through the roof because I'm what's called an aromatizer. It's chemical. But in any case, I have to take something with it to keep that from happening. That's why I don't like these low-T clinics that don't look at all of your hormones. 80% of the BioT people are females of the patients because they need testosterone as well and estrogen. They need to balance as they get older, and they need to optimize. It will literally keep you the way you should be because your hormones deplete over time. It is not a natural thing to do. It is an unnatural thing to do. I've said this before. For optimum lifespan and health, you literally have to do unnatural things like fasting and low carbs, and you have to trick nature because nature has the repair and maintenance mode of your life and then the shutdown mode, and you have to click your body into repair and maintenance, and then, of course, hormones help. And then with diet and exercise, you are doing what's usually unnatural, because people only exercised when they went out to get food. There was no exercise program. That's why people did not live a long time. They really didn't. I mean, you hear about your grandma and grandpa 80s and 90s, but that's truly not the norm in society. People died at 40 and 50. So anyway, I am so happy you like the pellets, and yes, I use them. And
yeah, I'm due for my next dose.
Go ahead.
So I thought I would just check.
Yeah. What doctor? What clinic do you use?
I went down to this clinic on Spear. I forget the name of it. Maybe Cherry Creek.
Okay.
You know, to me, the real proof, though, is honestly you. You're the walking billboard. Right. You know, you're almost 65 years old, and you look younger than most people that are 50. I mean, that's an incredible thing.
And the muscle, I have muscle. You know, I noticed I don't take any of that. What do you call that stuff? Steroids and stuff. I exercise, and I notice it's easier to build muscle than it was before. Because no matter what you do and how hard you work, if your chemistry isn't there, it's going to be for nothing.
Yep, I noticed the same thing.
Okay.
Actually, that first month was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I know.
At any rate,
what's your
the first month? I mean, honestly, it is.
Oh, you feel it immediately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
just more energy.
More energy.
Yeah.
And frankly, your sex drive. I don't mean you become a horn dog or something, or I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about.
You're not a Hollywood guy.
You're just not. You're not worried about stuff. You're just not. You have a more. It even gives you more positive energy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the way we were made,
So about 7 years ago, Tom, you were promoting a product called Equity Index Universal Life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Wait. Now there's two different ones. There was a mortgage, and then there was.
No, this is the life. It's
Become the banker.
Similar.
Become the banker.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not Become the Banker. It's through another outfit here in Denver.
But it was same concept, yes.
But the difference is the rates go up to 7-8% per year is with a cap, where the one you're promoting recently is caps off at 4. So
right. No, it doesn't cap at 4. It guarantees 4.
It floats with that index.
The other one floats down as well as up. There is no guarantee.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I haven't heard you talk about that in years.
There's nothing wrong with it.
By buying that? Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just, listen, one is variable and one is fixed. You got to pick your poison.
Was Joe involved in that one?
Joe, now I don't know about that specific. Oh wait.
I think he was.
Yeah, he trained the guys.
Isn't that amazing?
He trains people to do it.
The guy we have now actually trained probably everybody else out there.
Well, almost everyone. Joe's been doing it for 43 years. So, but
this other outfit swears by the
variable
equity index.
Well, that's because right now things are looking pretty good for them on the stock market. These other ones, though, that Joe decided to do is not on the stock market. They do not trade with stocks. Now, on a time like this, where there are great returns, that's a good thing. But the reason Joe decided to go with the companies that do not invest in the stock market is because he said that he wanted to hit people who already have stocks. And if they're doing that, this is another investment. Because many times when people have what they call they try to be have a variety in their portfolio. Everything is really just stocks. It's just in a different form. You have 401k, you have stocks. You have a pension plan, you have stocks. You have a Roth, you have stocks. You have an individual account, you have stocks. So he wanted to give something totally different. And the only thing his insurance companies invest in are insurance companies. So that's all they do. It's an insurance product, and they do not invest in the stock market.
You know, Deputy Dan's going to that seminar tomorrow, Joe's.
Deputy Clint, you mean? Oh, no, Dan's going too?
Yeah, Dan is.
Oh, I thought, okay, cool. Let us know about that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
No, the variable one is a good one right now. I'll tell you that. They're making
but it's not guaranteed, like you said.
I wonder what their 10-year average was. I think Danny might be doing that. Or did that.
He got out of it. So here's what he's selling now. The product is interesting. It's actually very interesting. Up until recently, you couldn't do this, and some laws changed, or some agreements with credit card. The credit card processing he sells you can charge the consumer 3% when they use a credit card. So you go to a restaurant and they surcharge you 3% just for using a credit card. Right now, like DMV does it, if you ever try to renew.
Right, I understand.
So now any business can do it.
But what is he selling?
That's a credit card processor that allows that to happen, because then...
The other ones don't allow it?
No, because then think of all the money you save. What we pay in credit card fees each year is probably, shit, I don't know, 50 grand, 30, 40, 50
Okay,
grand.
but does that...
Now the consumer would pay.
I know,
When
but
we
I
run
pay at
Jay's
the
card-
register. Could that like be a downside? But like if consumers know you surcharge, they might avoid it.
Of course it would be. It'd be a downside anytime you use your card at a place like that.
Then why would you go to a place like that?
Well, that's why Walmart and King Soopers and all the big boys aren't doing it, but small restaurants and shit, they might be doing it.
Kim, that you were just talking to, I talked to David, the son.
Her husband.
Her husband, the son.
And what does he say?
His sister has power of attorney, and mom was diagnosed with severe dementia.
Well, there you go.
He admitted that.
Well, he says he doesn't think this power of attorney letter is real, but I said,
Well, first of all,
of course they
remember
don't.
this, guys, the power of attorney is not the same as guardianship.
Yeah, I know.
All it means is that they get to sign documents and stuff in her stead.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that...
Well, it could be over. It could be over that. They might be able to make that decision where she lives.
I said start from there. Get a copy of whatever they
Not
have.
against her, Mark. For her.
Not against her will.
Right.
Yeah.
I said get a copy of whatever it is.
Where a guardian,
Look, they're up to
a guardian can go against...
They're up to something. I mean, if she really
a guardian
has
can go against, you know, a guardian is you have control
of over every aspect of their
is
life.
just executing what you want.
Yeah, but they might not even know what the fuck they're talking about. They
I
might
know.
have guardianship.
Anyway, I
I'll
said
bet you that
the
place
800
is
pound
not a
gorilla in the room.
Medicaid place.
Get a copy of the
She's
power of
got
attorney
money
before we go anywhere.
Okay.
All right. So that's a waste of time.
And they want her to come move in and make money. I don't care. That's the only angle I see here.
And you may be right, because she was military and has not just Social Security, but she has a military pension.
And all that would go to these people.
Yeah.
Who has a military pension?
So,
Did you hear that?
Mom.
She was in the military?
She's got
Her husband.
she's got a military pension. She's got death benefits. She's got everything going.
Well,
You can choose to have, if you die, half your pension go. Absolutely. Yep. You can decide to take all of it.
Another roof question.
When you die, it's over.
Okay.
Or you can
Yeah.
decide to take less, and when you die, your spouse gets half.
Ask it on the air.
If I didn't know the military did that, like most pension people fight.
And don't rehearse.
I could go, let's just do it
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, but why would you? Well, no,
I
because
still
you
want
roll
to
in
change
for how long?
how they do roofs different than
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying military.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the military can make those choices.
Military's 20.
like that. I stand 20 should know that.
Ice and water.
And how to check it. I didn't even think about
Holy
it.
shit.
Yeah, lift up the shingles.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
you can
I'll
see
ask
it
those questions.
Wow.
And if you're an
I
officer,
want it, Mark, I'm going to forward this to you, and I want it.
First job post, premium
Is there 100%?
no.
Redeem this offer at Indeed.com.
You know, and we'll talk about it later.
But like I say, those generals, they're making spectacle probably 200,000 feet up on the gable end, and they'll lift up the
He's
shingles.
been emailing me a lot. He did some work for me.
But what I'm trying to get is that the homeowners watch.
I know
they don't watch what's going on.
No, you've never
what
met
they
him.
do, but how they
He
know
needs
what
to
they
He is such an expert. He'll run out and
kind
do
of help them
anything.
understand what they should be.
You know what we
A
need?
lot of
He's the
a lot
best.
of
We
cities
need a
in the
collector.
Denver area require a mid-roof inspection. So you tear off the old roof, you put on.
That will work for us in trade.
And you underlay it.
Let's try
We
to
need
get
a guy like, no, I mean like literally Vinny.
Well, let's
We
get our
need a
guy.
Vinny.
No, you know who I love. That guy, that attorney we always get on. He does commercial, and he's not on the list, but he's so good.
I'm not getting your email. Maybe it just takes some. No, but we need like we need a Vinny, man.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, Petrali Roofing, all over Colorado Springs, and I know our KRDO audience is with us until noon. If you ever want to get in touch with Dave and Michael and the gang down there, or the team, Petrali Roofing has been around years and years and years. How many years, guys? Like a lot. How many years?
40 years. 40
years. This guy must have been an infant when he started. Okay. 719-375-8773. 375-8773. Now, they don't have to dial 719 in the Springs, do they?
Yes.
Do they? Okay.
Oh, not in the Springs.
Right. When they're in the Springs, they just 375-8773. That always confused me down there. Anyway, PetraliRoofing.com, and Petrali is PETRALI. PetraliRoofing.com. By the way, I think, and this has nothing to do with Dave Petrali, he's a fine man. I think companies that try to make their website their company name, I think it sometimes is very difficult. Didn't we come across a guy the other day? I couldn't believe his website. It was so complicated.
Yes, I remember.
How to spell the guy's name. I said, why would you do that? I would just say, DaveWillFixYourRoof.com.
It was the guy that had the marijuana bomb.
Oh, that guy.
Remember it? It was like blah, 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 blah,
Apothecary
blah,
Miracle something cream
.com.
with cannabinoids. I don't know.
It was crazy.
I mean, some websites need to be simple and easy. And
I
it
think
doesn't
he
have
applied
to be,
too much of the cream.
It doesn't have to be the name of your business. Russell, what's going on with you, Russell? I'm going to make sure I take you. Go ahead.
How you doing, sir?
What's happening? Can you get off that dreadful speaker so we can get through? Okay, good. What's happening, man?
Hey, I was just calling because I wanted to try to get some insight off some stuff I'm not exactly sure about on legal matters.
All right, what's going on?
So I have multiple cases going on right now with multiple different agencies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a wreck.
How? Why? When did it all start?
Okay, so it all started in November of last year. I was working for a local company here in the Springs.
Okay.
And it was a security company.
And what went wrong?
I went to go turn in my qualifications and all that stuff for my state certificate for the state.
Yeah.
And the clerk told me that the company was inactive and that I needed to report them.
What do you mean inactive?
Well, she said she couldn't tell me the information.
It sounds like they didn't pay their yearly fee to the Secretary of State or something.
Yeah, that's all. It's very simple. But in any case, you were getting a job with this company, and what were you turning in exactly?
It's your guard card, your security officer.
Yeah, and they
card.
said, oh, by the way, this company is inactive. So where does it go from there? How do you get several cases with several agencies?
So when that happened, I was told to file a complaint, I guess, against that company with the clerk that just told me that information.
But why? What did they do wrong to you?
They didn't do nothing wrong to me. But
then why would you file a complaint?
Again, this is all coming from the deputy clerk.
Okay. What would the complaint be? Hey, I'm working for a company that didn't register with the Secretary of State this year. What's the complaint? I don't even know what you would complain about.
Well, my complaint personally was that they didn't pay me my last final paycheck. Because after I was told that by the clerk, I went back to the owner of the company, and I tried to talk to him. I was like, hey, I just got told this company's inactive. Can you call her and figure out what's going on?
And
he was very angry. Told me not to.
Is that why he fired you?
No.
Okay, so hold on a second, because I think you were
Sounds
yawning.
like he was taking a hit off a bong.
No, hold on. Russell, we'll take you right after the break. I need to hear the rest of this. This is very interesting.
Not that I would know. I've heard Dan numerous times.
I'm trying to get a job with this company. I'm going to turn them in.
These calls are potential goals.
Oh, I know.
Well, he said he didn't get his last check.
Those comments, do you remember that I have to deal with them afterwards?
No.
Really?
I wanted to hang on.
He's smoking a ball.
Didn't it sound like that? Oh,
I thought he was yawning.
It's a loose nut with a nursing home.
Mark, did you get my email?
Oh, you know that's right.
You won't have to worry about
I did.
wages being guarded.
I don't know what he was doing, but
He was doing something.
We're just wasting our time right now. She's going to be calling every single person and going through everything soon.
Every single one.
That's active, yeah.
So then, okay, good. Because
well, we got to show them all the cool shit they can do, man. They can do coupons. They can do all kinds of shit. Banner ads. You know, we can sell banner ads just in certain places now. Like, if they're in Colorado Springs, just their banners would show up. If they're in Denver, just his would show up. Or however, we can do it. It doesn't matter, any which way.
On the web.
On our new referral list. Oh, no. That would be really cool if we could figure that part out.
Okay, we did an export, so what happens to the people we're signing up now?
Daphne's been keeping a list.
Okay.
And then we're going to end up doing a full audit right from QuickBooks. Because we definitely have some up that should be up. I don't know what happened. At some point, some backup went up. I don't know if Amir did it and never told me, but at some point things got, maybe WordPress took an update and made things pending, not pending. I don't know. All I know is I deal with the guy in Pakistan right now. Ahmed? Ahmed and his brother Amir. I had one, we've got this other project we're doing, and I'm working with people in India with this one. They're, the one's local, but the whole group of developers are from India. So I was supposed to have this thing, they were supposed to have this thing signed by their president, who's based in India,
Suzanne, I got
while
the
he was
test,
here in the States.
by the way.
Okay.
I got that a long time ago.
He didn't, it simply didn't go. So they offered me on their expense, all expenses paid, to fly me to India so I can meet with them and get this thing signed. And I said, no fucking thank you. There is no way you are flying me to fucking India, ever. Ever. There's no way I'd go there. I wouldn't go to Pakistan. I wouldn't go to any of these fucking places.
But
no
India's
way.
not the same.
Now, fuck that. They shit in the street.
Yeah, they do that. That was brutal.
I think you should send it, Tom.
What are we doing
You know when
about
they
the
say
curb?
shithole, they're
What are we
literally
doing
a
about the
shithole.
driveway? What are we doing about the driveway and the curb?
I've got some suggestions for it, but I'm still waiting for the title company to call back.
We need to call the cops.
You're keeping a track of the follow-ups, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a list of all the cases that? And what,
Some of them, not all of
we
them.
should have a master list, just a slug,
Dan-
like driveway curb.
Dan pretty much does.
And then who's it assigned to? Just as long as we have.
I got notes on them and stuff.
He's got notes on every
I
call.
just need to know the ones on that we're following, so we can keep them
Now
running.
I'm sending
I'm gonna make a Google Doc for it.
test two from my phone. The ones you didn't get, I sent from my phone, which would be weird if you don't get emails from my phone.
It would be
Might
weird, but I
explain a
normally-
lot, like
when you're
emails
at home,
I
I
sent
get
you.
emails from you.
Sometimes I'm on my laptop though. So anyway, let me know.
A lot of
when I'm
times,
done
though,
with
he just
that. Oh, there
deletes.
it is. What's that, Mark?
A lot of times he just deletes stuff we send him.
Not really. Follow up on neighbors regarding my previous email about damage to my driveway. Attached is a signed letter. Oh, yeah, you got that.
She needs to call the
You have
cops.
this, right? She sent it to me.
I guess we have it, but I'll.
No, I got it.
Yeah, we'll send it to all of us on our man.
Yeah, I want it because we're going to try it. What Mark says, come file.
You know, there's another thing she could do. I'd buy like a bunch of chickens or something and have them running around that yard and see if those people still want to buy that house. Do some real crazy shit. Loud music.
Stand on the front porch and scream.
Signs.
So why not just small claims court? I mean, she got the letter.
Because she doesn't want this guy just moving away and all of a sudden, you know, she's
And of course, where's he gonna go?
We got a few suggestions. You remember the hot tub that froze, Tom?
Yes. That was a great call. What happened?
I got a copy of the text message they sent the guy and followed up with an email that told him to put a space heater in the cabinet. He put a trough heater in the tub. That's why everything in the cabinet froze.
What do you mean a space heater in the cabinet?
There's a door that opens on the cabinet. It gets all the dust.
Oh.
They
There's
told
not
him,
much room.
Geez, mine, I couldn't get, I'm trying to think of mine. I couldn't get a space heater in there.
It'd have to be an awful
And I got a
small.
big ass hot tub.
well, I don't know if it's fit or not.
The only thing that I think would work is you drain it and then put a space heater inside the hot tub.
He put a heater in the water, so the water was warm.
Oh, yeah, those are worthless.
Well, no, it kept
No,
it
they're
inside.
not worthless,
It kept
but
it
they won't
inside.
help the cabin outside.
The
Well,
motor was running.
The one
and
I
water
threw
was
in my
circulating.
pond, man, it
That was the
froze.
problem. The motor's out.
Yeah, I
Did he
understand.
keep it? He couldn't keep it.
No, right.
No, the
It
breaker.
kept flipping the breaker.
The breaker kept stripping, so.
So they're not going to do anything.
No, they're not going to do anything. I called another spa company about freezing, and They said the same advice they give them.
Well, he was gonna have another slot company come off
Shit
it like crazy?
I guess, but I called
He's
them.
going to be better off just buying a new hot tub.
Well, it's not that, the damage isn't even that bad. They said there's 2 little valves and a pipe in there that are froze. It's not,
So how much is he looking at?
they haven't told me.
Well, plus are they going to warranty the original?
Yeah, they still have to warranty the original, problem won't go.
But they said they had to take the hot tub out and bring it to their place.
That's not their fault that he put it up on a deck. Or not a deck, he put it on a balcony.
No, but they wanted it to take it to their place.
Yeah.
They should have a technician who can come out there and do it.
Yeah, I guess.
How old is it?
Year old? Yeah, just under a year.
For sure, they should have a tech.
When we moved, I went to the exact company I bought mine from, Wind River. They sent a guy out. He did it off the clock, but they knew he did it. They don't like moving them because they just sell new ones. But they said they allowed the manager to do it. He charged me $400, drained it, disassembled it, rebuilt it into new house, filled it up. Perfect.
And I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe and the longest running show on radio right now with the same host, and we are happy to be here. Thank you. Let's get right to the phones and help people. Today we're doing a theme, an interwoven theme of roofing and around the house stuff. If you have any questions about roofing or the contracts or the process, let's talk. We've done a bit of email answering, and I'll go back to email, and let me know if there's any Facebook stuff as well, guys. And then also, if you guys have stuff that you hope we talk about, often you might have something on your mind, and you say, you know what, I wish I could tell people this or this. Feel free to chime in and let us know, okay? Do that when we talk. Russell, basically,
yes,
I just want to sum this up. Russell was a security guard at a place, and when he went to register something with the state, or with the, with the court, the county, was it the county or the state?
The clerk's officer.
The county
State
clerk's
Colorado
office.
Springs clerk.
Okay, with the county, Colorado Springs county clerk, down there at one of the counties. They said you have.
The company was inactive.
They said the company was inactive, which, by the way, is no big deal. Okay, my company has gone inactive once or twice over the many years, and that means you didn't file that $5 card. It literally means nothing. So you went back and told your boss, oh, by the way, your corp. Now, at the time, you were still working for him, right?
Yes, sir. During this whole time. So when
okay, and you said, by the way, I was told the company's inactive. Then what?
He told me not to worry about it. It was a late insurance payment, and that they were going to take care of it.
Okay, whatever. So then what?
So then, when you applied for your guard card, you have a temporary 90-day card that they give you.
Yeah.
So toward the end of that 90 days, I again checked in with the clerk to see why I wasn't getting my new active guard card.
I didn't know you had to have a guard card, but that's...
You do if you carry a weapon.
Okay, all right.
As far as I know.
So you had a 90-day guard card, and what happened?
As close, I'd say probably 15 days.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah. I called the clerk again and asked the clerk again, hey, what's going on with this company? How can I receive my guard
let's
card?
speed up to what the problem was. Why didn't you get it?
That the clerk, they won't tell me that information. They can't tell me the specifics of that case. They have other pending cases going on.
So basically, they just said you're not going to get a card while working for this company, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
So my question to you is you have to pay $90 to get this guard card.
And you paid $90 and didn't get it.
Well, I got the temporary, but they've been telling me, they told me that this company had been inactive for a while. So why did they issue the original 90-day temporary?
That's a good question, Russell. So did you ever get your $90 back?
No.
I mean, that's a little unfair.
And then and this is coming from the deputy clerk. This isn't just a regular clerk. This is the second highest person up, from what I'm told.
Yeah.
So then I've done multiple follow-up emails asking, hey, this company is supposedly inactive. They're not supposed to be working, and that is per the clerk. They are not supposed to be working, period.
Well, that's, I've never...
Maybe it's not the Secretary of State. Maybe it's something to do with that industry. I don't know what...
Well, actually, it might be. There might be something more important than we're saying. We're thinking it's just that card with the state, but this is might be something more important. So anyway, where does it go from here then? So how do you get involved now with multiple agencies? What happened? How'd you get fired? Tell me the story quickly.
The second in command, gentleman, told me that they moved me from, it was an overnight company, and then they just moved me to days on the dime.
Okay.
And these are 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, they're allowed to do that. I know you don't like it, but they're allowed to.
Oh, I'm all about working.
Okay, so then what?
So then the contract with that company that, you know, for the property that I was watching.
Right.
They end up trying to cancel their contract early, which, again, I don't know anything about contracts.
No, I understand, yeah. So what happened?
So then they tried to tell me that I could be held responsible for the contract remaining balance. And I'm just like, how can you do that?
No, wait a minute. Russell, your boss said, if this company cancels their contract with us, I'm going to take it out of your hide?
Yes.
But then he must be blaming you for losing the contract, right?
I guess. Again,
I understand.
She said,
but did the property owner or manager say we don't like the security guard?
No, I was the only security officer allowed at that property because they did like me.
Well, then why would he say I'm going to hold this against you?
And that's the biggest question. So
okay, that is a question. Then what?
Confront him about it. They basically terminated me.
How did you confront him? What did you say?
I said, well, hey, you know, the guard card isn't going through. We can't be carrying weapons. We're told not to be carrying weapons. And they've told me that we are not to be working. They want me to report you. I said, can you call them and not put me in the middle of it since you know more than I do?
Okay, reasonable. And then what?
And then I was just like, go.
Okay.
Without my final paycheck.
I'll tell you why. Now, when were you let go?
November 14th.
Are they saying they're not going to pay you what they owe you? What was your final shift? How much are you owed?
They're entitled me about $800.
Well, you can put in a complaint with the state, and I will try to help too, but you really should put in a complaint. The state, I got to tell you that I like the Labor Department here in Colorado. They're aggressive. And if you put in a wage and hour dispute for $800 for your final paycheck,
they're on it.
They're going to investigate it. They will investigate it. You know, bravo for one agency that actually works.
Huh? Right afterward. I did file a Department of Labor claim right afterward.
What did they do?
They are doing an investigation right now.
Excellent.
And then they called me yesterday, and this is back from November. They called me yesterday and told me that they had a meeting with the owner of the company.
Good.
But because of the government shutdown, it was going to be put on hold until it reopened and they can get back in contact.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Good.
The problem with me, though, is that this company is supposed to be not working, and that clerk was dead set. And this clerk doesn't know me personally. They're still working right now.
Right. So why are they operating without some kind of whatever they need? I don't know.
I wrote a follow-up email asking that exact question, again, telling her that I'm only doing what you asked me to do, ma'am. Can you at least tell me why they're still working?
Yeah.
And she told me that they don't have to disclose that to citizens.
Well, not if it's an active investigation.
But from the clerk? Like the Department of Labor part, that's an investigation, but the clerk...
Well, she might be privy to the investigation and can't share it with you.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
So that was the first part of that case.
You need to also sue in small claims court for the money you're owed.
Okay, and that brings me to my next question. Is any time and I'm new to this whole legal stuff, do you, in any aspect in which you go to court or anything or file for anything, it almost seems like you have to pay to file every single thing.
Right.
But if you didn't get your last check...
No, I know it's a pain in the ass. You have to pay like $35 to $50 to $55, whatever it is, to file. You're right, Russell. And it is an imposition on people who don't have the money. There is something called, in Latin means I'm a pauper or something, and they allow you to file and waive the fee, but I think you have to be really destitute. And listen, why don't we call this company and see why they're not paying you?
We've had almost 100% track record of getting last paychecks.
Because the guy's going to be responsible for triple the amount. Do you know that? What is the name of the company?
Night Security and Patrol.
Literally, it's called Night Security and Patrol.
Incorporated, yep.
Well.
Night spelling K-N-I-G-H-T.
Oh, okay.
Owner is Ryan Knight.
Okay, hold on. His name happens to be Ryan Knight. Isn't that cool? Hold on, Russell. I'm going to have Deputy Clint talk to you. Dorothy, you have a problem with AutoNation. What's going on? Dorothy! 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 She's been waiting too long for me to hang up on her. Please tell her I tried to go to her. Okay? Bob, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Tom, I have a question about the Equifax breach that occurred about 4 or 5 months ago. You're familiar with it?
Yes, I am, sir. What can I do for you?
I was under the impression from reading the articles there that if your data was breached, that Equifax was supposed to notify you of that. And I've never been notified, and I'm wondering, on your opinion, whether I should continue doing these free fraud alerts for 90 days, or whether I'm probably free from the problems there because I was never notified.
I don't know if they did notify people. I think you had to go on a website and put your name in.
Oh, okay. I never did that.
Okay, but here's the deal. Why not take the free service?
Well, they say that it may cause problems with yourself if you want to open a new account.
It's not that problem. It's not much of a problem at all. You just have to use a PIN to unfreeze it temporarily.
Okay, well, that was my question, so you've answered it. Thank you so much.
And I think, Bob, that you're on solid ground. I'd take as much free service as that as I could, that freeze. I love freezes, and you just unfreeze it when you need it. Lillian, what's going on, Lillian?
Oh, hi, Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call.
What's going on?
Listen, I called you some time back with the anonymous name of Betty. I had American Dream Roofing put a new roof on my house.
Where are they out of?
I think Ohio. I'm not sure.
And,
I'm not
and
sure.
where were they doing business with you, in Denver?
Yes, Westminster.
Westminster. Do you know about American?
I do. They're storm chasers.
They are. Okay,
They are.
storm chasers, which, by the way, doesn't automatically make them bad. It's just not a local company that you can rely on to be there for you all the time.
Well,
I mean,
it seems like I'm finding that out.
Yeah, so are you having problems with the roof they put on?
Yes. At one time, I had a friend of mine come. He checks out my swamp cooler every once in a while and fixes it or whatever.
Yeah, what did he
Anyway,
say?
He told me that they did a shitty job up there.
Ooh.
that
Okay, I got it.
had-
I got it. Hold on. I got it. Okay, we're going to have to wait, okay, because you said a word we can't use on the radio, so I had to nix your segment. I'm going to come back to you, but you can't say that anymore.
It's kind of funny coming out of a
Yeah.
older woman like that.
She
It was unexpected.
She was quoting the guy was saying what kind of a job it was, and it rhymed with witty, and it was a witty job. So, okay, so we will come back to you, all right? 303-713-8255. That was funny. It was funny. So, anyway, fix it 24/7. I am so happy to be hooked up with George again. I've known him for 30 years, way back years ago with Candlelight Electric, and then they did Candlelight Plumbing and Heating, and then they went to other companies, and he's been a leader in the industry, and he has Fix It 24/7 now, and what he's doing for $39 will blow your mind. It is cool, okay? And what you want to do for sure is give them a call if you want the real deal. A $39 call. Get someone to your home to fully diagnose your problem, no matter how long it takes or what it takes. And then he will get you on a quote and a detail and a guaranteed price. And then if you have the work done, the $39 is refunded. So why do I say this is so incredible? Because you will never, and I'm saying never, get as much work done for a better price anywhere ever. That's Fix It 24/7. Get a licensed technician to your home, or a plumber, HVAC or plumbing, and they will diagnose your problem. So now there's no fear. The most you're going to be out is $39. The best deal will be if you get work done and they refund it, and then you will be astounded at what you get for the price you get. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Their website, listen to this for a great website, fixmyhome.com. Wow. Fixmyhome.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Travel around the metro area freeway system off to
know, so I probably take, but I'm going to tease it. So do I take Philly can lose by 11, or Patriots?
You should look for other domains because you can have another.
Actually, they can lose Trolley.
It's like you don't have to take Trolley down. Just you really need
God, Foles couldn't have played a better game. He couldn't have played a better game. I think his passer rating might have been my best one.
There's probably something clever.
That's not a good idea. The biggest time that Brady can come back from what 28 to 65 on he did last year.
Internet, people could find time, our three biggest competitors.
Who are they?
I mean, if we
find I'm really good at hunting out unusual stuff. So smart. I came up with stuff for people.
He and Angie, the producer.
I came up with what? Oh, we don't have to say it because I don't want to say it online. But I like coming up with stuff. I go to my domain. I won't take it, but I'll call
you. You can enjoy all the lovey-dovey stuff. You're just worried about how your hair looks.
I think we need to do that.
I would guess Springs Roof.
I would do something
that
different
until a friend told me about.
I'll tell you, I don't mind Excel, but and I like the name
powerful
Excel
formula full of
as a company
proteins and feed nutrients that nourish your hair and scalp. You'll be able to see your hair get
You don't think they know how to spell Excel?
healthier. If you or a friend
They might fuck it up because of Excel, the excerpts or the
Excel. Or Excel with an S.
We have good enough name recognition that other companies target our name.
But here's what's great.
It's available now.
If you do get another domain,
so hurry to
ovationhair.com
and get a special.
Oh, you just forward the new domain to Excel.
Checkout. You can't lose, guaranteed, or your money back. That's ovationhair.com.
I would think there's a lot we own down there in the Springs, man.
This is Mike Rosen from my friends at InnoMax, inviting you to their epic annual January Bash Save Cash Customer
Are you logging in? Because I am.
Friday, Saturday,
The security company the owner's got a picture with.
The 28th, 3 days only to grab the absolute best prices
The dog.
on everything you need for improving your bedroom.
weirdest
On
thing ever.
amazing sleep-changing power-based adjustable beds with digital air.
Do you know I have PeterBoyles.com and I told Peter I got it for you if you want it. Never. So I'm going to let it go. I mean, okay, straightroofing.com. I don't.
And more at
Do we own that?
70% off the everyday low InnoMax factory prices. Visit either location in central Denver at
It's better than crookedroofing.com, right?
Opened at the outlets.
I already own that.
3 days only.
But let me look
InnoMax going wild with once-a-year price-slashing values. Spin the savings wheel on qualifying purchases for even bigger discounts or
Neighbor
freebies.
Wars
And
is a
they have
good one.
free Subway lunch, refreshments, and gifts just for stopping by. Call 1-800-InnoMax for details.
Alright, guys, I CC Drew in that email, so when you get back, just so you know, we go.
You looking for a few dollars to pay your
Problem with Clint, so just get back to me.
KHOW has you shot at
Problem with Clint.
$1,000. Huge. Just listen to win $1,000
Problem with Clint's working on?
weekends, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Listen for the hourly keyword at
No,
5
he's saying
after the
it's too
hour,
hard.
okay? It's great for the economy. I need my own IR channel.
Oh man, I was.
Michael Brown.
Come on, Ford. I'm hanging. Tomorrow's gonna be scary, man. Yeah. Here's how it's gonna work. The quarter's not gonna look good. There's no doubt. But if the go-ahead on electric, if they're seeing some good moves there. Yeah, they're putting electric.
It's been so long, it's hard to breathe when the trust is gone.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Can you think of anyone who dedicates themselves more to a client than Frank, including present company? I'm sorry, Jay, you're a great guy. You do great roofing. Petrali does great roofing. But you guys don't attach yourself to the hip to the client because they don't need it. Not with a roofing job. It would be weird if you were always around for those people. But,
you know, Frank was on with someone last night at 11 o'clock at night, and I know that for a fact.
No, Frank, oh my God, I'm going to tell you something. I just thought, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it. I'm just saying he's the best. He is absolutely the best. If you list a property, he will go, he does outbound marketing, he does proactive marketing. He doesn't just list it. He doesn't just put a sign up. I can't stress enough. He cleans your home. He stages your home. It's all part of it. And he doesn't hold you to a contract. One day he asks, and after that you can cancel him. You won't cancel him. You'd be crazy. And if you're looking to buy, he has a team to help you buy. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Okay, let's go now. What happened to that woman, that poor woman that waited for so long, and I came to her and she didn't answer?
She hung up, Tom, and I hope she calls back.
Okay, Lillian.
I am here, yes.
Not you, Lillian. There was another woman that hung up. Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
Lillian, your roofing, just don't say naughty words.
Yes,
So it was a
okay.
crappy
I
job.
was
Let's put it that way. Okay, so
Okay.
here's the problem. I'm just going to cut right to the chase. We cannot go after storm chasers and make them do warranty work. They don't care. They don't care. They're not going to. If they come back, they might even use a different name. We're not. They don't care. I don't know how else to put it. When these out-of-town companies come into town and they do your work and it's lousy, which most of it is, and they leave, there's nothing I can do to make them fix it. Okay? So that's the long and short of it. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah. So I had even contacted the Better Business Bureau.
Oh my God! What are the Better Business Bureau? Is a bunch of crap.
Did they send out agents?
They're dinosaurs. First of all, the Better Business Bureau charges companies for what? I have no idea. I have no idea what they do. Now, they do keep a list of complaints. That's okay. I mean, you can see how many complaints, but here's the deal. They don't do anything. They don't. We do more in a day than they do in a year when it comes to interceding and mediation and negotiating and going after and investigating. Oh my God, it's like not even comparable. So, Lillian, even if you did get to the Better Business Bureau and they got to the owner, what are they going to say? Do you think American Dream Roofing cares about what they're rated? They don't care.
Probably not. They already got their money.
No, and here's the other thing. They can just change their name next time around.
Oh, crap. So are you telling me there's nothing I can do?
Jesus, you're really quick.
Let me ask you, what was wrong with the roof?
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you, Mr. Petrali. What's wrong with the roof?
Well, okay, so...
What did the guy say that was wrong with it that said it was a bad job?
There are some soft spots up there.
Oh, it means
that doesn't mean it's a bad roof.
It doesn't mean it's a bad roof, he's saying. You ought to have it investigated by someone who knows. Who investigated it? Who is the guy?
Who looked at it?
I don't know who investigated it.
You just said you had somebody up on your roof who said it's a crappy job. Who went up on your roof?
Oh, it was my friend.
Your friend? Is your friend an expert?
Well, he knows what he's talking about.
Lillian, has he ever done roofing?
I don't think so.
He's not an expert.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
I know what I'm talking about, but I couldn't go up on your roof and give you an inspection.
Well, the people from American Dream, this woman that I talked to, she wanted me to go up there on the roof myself and take pictures.
Okay, do me a favor. Hold on. Lillian,
okay.
You are really good. You are really good at listening. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Find someone on our referral list. What part of town are you in again?
Westminster.
Okay. We need to find someone who'll go and look at your roof and give us a report.
We can go out and look at it.
In Westminster?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's.
I mean, Jay would do it.
Jay's available. He can do it.
Sure, I'm nodding my head. I'll go out there if you want. Whatever's easiest.
I mean, Dave, I really appreciate it, but really, I mean, Jay, let's do it since it's.
Was it an insurance claim?
Yes.
How much of a roof is it?
How much of a roof?
How much was the bill?
Oh my God! It was like 12,000 or something like that.
Okay, Lillian, you hold on. Suzanne, get the information for Jay. We'll at least investigate it to see. Okay? Hey, Mike, what's happening with you, Mike?
How are you, Tom?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. Hey, my wife was issued a summons for court over a medical bill for her adult son.
Her adult son?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Now he's 22.
Is he incompetent? Is he a ward of the state or of her?
No, but he's on her medical insurance.
Yeah, I think they can, with Obamacare, the kid can stay like till he's 25 or something.
No.
I think.
He can be on the insurance, but that doesn't make her responsible for the bill unless she signed for it.
Well, I would think she did. I think just having him on there, but I don't know.
No, if you have your son or daughter on that insurance, it does not obligate you to pay their bills unless something in the insurance says that or something you sign. I mean, he's an adult. You can't just be held responsible for that.
We should ask John that. Because I'm curious.
Doesn't it matter where he lives also? I think that matters if he lives at home.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm thinking...
No, adult people, no, adults are adults. A mere insurance contract does not obligate you. It would have to be more than that. It will obligate the insurance, like if you're a husband and wife, and you both have car insurance, and the wife does something totally on her own. You can't sue the husband personally. You can go after their joint insurance policy, but the obligation is limited to the contractual arrangement. You can't just go outside to another individual. I mean, there's got to be more to it. Did she take him to the doctor or to the emergency room?
No, he went there himself,
okay. Listen, we're talking about two things.
His name is on there.
We're talking about two things. One, we're talking about insurance, and two, we're talking about personal liability.
Yeah, just on the insurance side.
When you walk in, you are agreeing in most cases that whatever your insurance doesn't pay, you are personally liable for. Now, if you happen to be an adult on your parents' insurance, it does not automatically obligate your parents unless the policy is written that way and they are what's called a third-party beneficiary. In other words, the healthcare facility can claim, well, you agreed to that when you signed your son up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's find out. John Jones with Integra Insurance, this is really more of a contractual question, but John, he could probably tell us if health insurance policies read that way. So, John, if you have an adult child, you know what I mean, an adult kid, what happens? And they go and don't pay their share.
Let me ask you, Tom, real quick, if I may.
Yeah.
I would assume, is this individual or is it a group policy?
It's individual, I assume. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, it's an individual.
And she named him, and he's 22.
Yeah, actually, it's a insurance policy through her company.
Oh, then it is a group
that she works for.
It is a group.
Yeah.
It's a group, and he's an individual named on it. He's 22. How the hell can they go after her personally for his balance due?
Because technically, a child can stay on the adult plan.
We know that.
Up to age 26.
We know that.
Through 25.
We know that, but we're talking about not being on the policy. We don't dispute that. We're disputing that if he personally does not pay his balance, how does his mom become responsible for it?
I would. Well, I've never been hit with one like
I know.
this one, Tom.
It's odd.
But I would think, she's the primary carrier.
Right.
She's primary on that card.
Right.
So the child is the child a dependent?
No, he's independent totally, living on his own totally. He's an individual adult. I understand she's the primary carrier, and I'm not trying to change your opinion, but unless that policy says by putting people on your contract you are agreeing to pay all of their obligations, then...
I think it does.
Well, I don't know if it does. Does it, John? I don't know.
I do, too.
Do you know?
I don't know that officially. I'll find that out for you guys. But
let's find out.
I do think since he's a dependent...
He's not a dependent. He is totally on his own. You're allowed, John, you're allowed... What's that, Mike?
He does live at home, but he's not... I mean,
it doesn't matter if he lives at home. Yeah. Here's the point, okay? Here's what I want to know. Does... this 26-year-old, well, it does matter if he lives at home because there's something called the family doctrine. But I doubt that's what they're coming after. The family doctrine basically says if it benefits one in the family, it benefits all. For example, let's just change, if she bought a TV for the family, or they went on a vacation and she didn't pay it, they could possibly go to the husband or an adult for it. That's called family doctrine. What I'm talking about is this particular case, it could be, this is what we have to ask. This is the only question. Did the policy obligate her Does it obligate people when you put someone on your policy? Why, Mark? Why would it have to?
Because why would they do it if they're not going to get paid? Because really what we're talking about is their share, the deductible. The hospital got paid for whatever they're supposed to by the insurance. Right. So whatever, when you have that contract with the insurance company, God, you would think anybody listed on there, anybody that signed it, they can go after everybody, Mark, just like a lease almost.
They probably can, listen carefully, for the insurance premium or anything, hold on, anything due to the insurance company.
That's the only part there would be.
No, it's the Mike, what's the bill for?
You know, I'm not even sure. It doesn't say
Mike,
Medical Center.
But Mark, deductibles are not paid to the insurance company. They're paid to the healthcare provider.
If I walk into a hospital right now, I got to pay them $500, and then I get billed whatever up to my minimum.
But you're paying the $500 to the hospital, not to the insurance company. You're paying it to the hospital. So the question is, if you don't pay that $500 or you write a bad check, can they go after someone because
That's not the money we're talking about, though. Hold on. Here's what I'm saying. If you go into a hospital now with it's going to be $6,000. Can we say that?
Go ahead.
In my plan, I'm responsible for the first $6,000.
Okay.
So but I'm paying that to the insurance company.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not paying it to the insurance company.
You're right. It would go to the hospital.
Right,
and
the insurance. Here's what I'm saying. If you owe the money, why wouldn't his employer? Then why wouldn't your wife's employer be responsible? They put your wife on the plan. You see, it doesn't make sense to me that you're responsible for somebody's individual bills just because you're on their insurance. Now, unless the policies read that way, that by putting a dependent or someone, not a dependent, on your policy, you are agreeing to pay their bills if they don't. Let's investigate that, okay? Let's just investigate it.
From the Fox Business Network on Wall Street.
And then I go, okay, because how much time is it? My insurance company and the facility are the same fucking people.
He said that bill was from Suite. Did you catch that?
It was from the hospital.
Yeah, it was from Suite.
Which is probably their part.
When Tom gets back in here, the security guard thing, this is unbelievable. Guy's in jail, he's facing felony charges. I mean,
the owner?
Security guard.
The owner.
The owner.
The security guard that called in?
Yes.
He's in jail?
Felony domestic dispute, felony child abuse.
That's why he was yawning. He was giving some guy head.
Anyway, he can't get a pay. He never received pay stubs to get a public defender to prove where he stands to get a public defender. So he can't get a public defender without pay stubs.
So the guy was just
the guy was running the company under because the guy that runs the company can't pass the background check for the company to have weapons.
I met someone.
I just love the fact he's an ex-felon.
So they lost the contract.
You sure he's in jail?
Because they couldn't get the...
You sure he was in
He
jail?
said he can't get out, he can't do any of this.
Well, he was called from jail.
Too. Now here's a free offer for us.
But he did. He called us from jail.
That's my. Maybe he didn't, but he said they can't get out. He's faced these felony charges. He's gone before the judge twice.
What
They keep asking for
felony charges?
felony domestic dispute, felony child abuse, but he has no pay stubs.
That's our caller, though. Not
Our caller.
Not the owner.
Yeah.
And the owner's the one that told you.
No, the guy, Russell Watt, the security guard guy, the guy caller told me this stuff. Remember he said he had multiple problems?
He wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there eating a cockney sandwich while he's calling us.
How worried are you about a goddamn paycheck that you can't spend while you're in jail when you're sitting in jail on felony charge? I mean,
He's done that multiple. He was one guy that wasn't exaggerating.
No, and his employer was just writing checks under the table to him. There's no pay stuff.
Doesn't have to worry about his gun.
Tom, what did you hear about the security guard?
It's a great update.
Okay, don't tell me yet.
I don't want to go do it on the air.
Oh, yeah, you do. Why wouldn't you? My God, you want to do it on the air.
You don't. We didn't use any last names.
No.
What'd you do, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Can you believe I spoke? Isn't that unusual?
I'll tell you.
I thought he was never going to do a call.
I'll tell you what's unusual.
Well, you are. You're the man. You're sitting up there.
I actually lost my taste for it.
Really?
Well, here's the other thing. I swear to you, if I drink this much, I feel
Psychological.
No, it's not.
What do you think it is? The caffeine?
Oh, it's I don't know, man. It's terrible. It's all night. I mean, not all night from today, but I drank a lot of that stuff a day. I used to have 3 to 4 a day.
For years. For what, like 2 years?
But if you just 2 years, if you just have water, you don't.
Oh, I do a little, but not
near.
Oh no, it's like alcohol does that. Alcohol does that to me too.
Yeah.
Coffee doesn't as much.
Really?
But man, Coca-Cola goes right through me. I don't know what it is.
It is weird caffeine. It's that fake sugar.
Well, no, because I have fake sugar.
It's not a lot, though. What do you have with fake sugar?
Not a lot. You're right. Not a lot.
You're definitely kicking.
Maybe when you bake or something.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Pro Auto Care. Listen to what they're doing. 1995 oil change and filter, and it's semi-synthetic blend, you know, and they'll do a tire rotation, a battery test, fill up the windshield wiper fluid, and top all your other fluids, check them. Listen, this is a great service. For only $19.95, can you even buy the parts and take the time to do that for $19.95?
No.
Now, this is why it's limited. Listen carefully. 5 at each location, okay? They have a place at Evans and I-25. You go east and then north on Dahlia. Just east a block, north on Dahlia. And it's right up there about 1,000 feet on the right, or 500 feet on the right. It's, so, Evans and I-25. The other one is Santa Fe and Bowles, just south on the east side near Arapahoe Community College. So here's the number, $19.95, 5 for each location. You get a semi-synthetic blend, oil change with filter, your tires rotated, your battery and charging system checked, and fluids topped. Here's the number, 303-PRO-AUTO. 303-PRO-AUTO. Or the website, well, the website's not going to do any good for these 5, so 303proauto.com is the website. Good luck to you on that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. What do you guys think about this deal with the medical bills? We have to wait to see. We don't know the answer until
our expert didn't know the answer.
No, we have to see what those contracts say, because if it was a minor child, there's no question. You are responsible for your minor children. But this is an adult child, not a dependent. It is odd. I don't know who to call. I mean, we got to read through the...
Okay, so if you have a 19-year-old on your car insurance,
right,
and they get into a wreck and they go to the body shop and he doesn't pay the $500 deductible, the kid, you're still going to be responsible for that deductible, right?
No, you're not necessarily, Mark. If he signed it and he did it and he's an adult,
yeah,
how? I mean,
okay, why didn't we ask the guy the one question we should have? How come the kid's not paying for it, and why is he living at home at 22 and not paying for it?
Okay, Mike, why isn't the kid paying for it?
Well, he just got out of jail.
No.
He has a job. He's not he's not working full time, but
okay.
You know, he's just kind of a deadbeat.
Yep. How much is the bill?
Very well said, sir.
It's $1,750 plus attorney's fees and interest, I believe.
Now there might be something in the insurance contract. Listen, if this is because of the deductible, Mark, if this is because of the deductible, listen to this. It could say that the primary insured is responsible for the deductible.
I would think it does.
And if it does, then even though that contract is not with that healthcare provider, I say this a lot, that third-party beneficiary, right? Like if Jay Bretz went out and signed up with a Gold C coupon book and promised to give 30% off to Gold C. They gave me a coupon, and Jay says, I'm not going to give it to you. I don't have a contract with Jay, but I can go I can sue him based on the contract he signed with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm a beneficiary.
There's got to be something in there. There'd be too many issues like this.
Are there any topics, guys, quickly, that you wish we brought up?
You got to ask Clint.
Oh, no. What? The security guard. Yes, quickly.
Well, when he called
the guy said he was a security guard. The company was inactive, technically, legally. They shouldn't be operating. He brought it up to the owner. They fired him. And long story short, he didn't get paid his last check. What did the company say?
Well, I didn't call the company. I actually talked to him. The inactive is that the security company itself can't pass the background check for the weapons.
So that's why...
Get to the juicy stuff.
He can't get it. But because of that, he's not getting a real paycheck with a stub. He needs the stubs to give to the judge to get a public defender because he's facing domestic and child abuse charges.
He's in jail. He called us from jail.
Why is this guy in jail?
This Russell...
The security guard.
Domestic and child abuse.
And he was carrying a weapon?
No, he couldn't carry the weapon because he couldn't qualify because the company didn't qualify.
No, he wouldn't qualify because he's charged with domestic and child abuse.
I don't know if this happened before or after, but the company itself, the owner of the company, has some real serious background charges on him is why he can't pass.
So we got a company who's a security guard with security clearance problems.
Yes, that's it.
Night security.
And the caller apparently called us from the pokey.
Well, okay, listen. The guy, I still know what he has to show his paycheck in order to get
public defender.
I understand that part of it. I mean, everybody deserves a defense, right? So what about the paychecks? They won't give him any?
No, they're incooperative, but the Wage and Labor Board is working on all that for him, so he's just going to have to wait for them to straighten it out.
Russell, you can show a tax return, too, from the previous year. That's all we can do on that. Gary has a comment on that American Dream Roofing Company that we talked about. Hello, Gary?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing?
Good. What about American Roofing Storm Chasers?
Well, I'm the...
American Dream Roofing, I should say. American Dream Roofing, because American Roofing is a local supplier. No problems with him. Okay. American Dream Roofing, they were roofers, and they did a lousy job, she said. We don't know that, but that's what she said.
Yes, and by no means am I a roofing expert, but I've done all her swamp cooler stuff, just replacing stuff.
Oh, you were the one who did it for her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what was bad about it?
Well, one area in particular that just struck me really bad is right where her swamp cooler's mounted. They didn't replace the decking under it, so you can see the swamp cooler starting to sink a little bit. So I walked around the roof a little bit more, and yeah, I'm a little overweight, but not enough to make the decking cave in. And it's not all over the roof; it's just in certain areas.
Guys, what does that sound like to you?
Sometimes on an older roof,
this is Excel roofing. Yeah,
the decking will be soft. Does that necessarily mandate that it be changed? Not necessarily. But if you had somebody up on top of the roof walking around and somebody in the attic looking, you could determine for sure if it should have been replaced or not.
What would Dave tell you it needs to be replaced, other than softness?
I wouldn't know if it needs to be replaced or not. Sometimes the decking is 3/4 or 3/8 inch, and it's just real weak.
It's not bad, just weak.
Right. We've done many roofs that have weak decking. We didn't have anything to do with the installation of that original decking, but it's not.
Do you ever recommend upgrading?
Yeah. Sometimes we do. It depends on how weak it is. If I feel that it's that I'm going to fall through it or my men are going to fall through it, I'll recommend it.
Or stocking the roof.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I will recommend that to the insurance company.
Yes.
It's right there at the swamp cooler area. I mean, you said you would talk to them about upgrading. I mean, what I'm thinking is, at least if I was doing that roof, I would have brought it to her attention to try to get it at least fixed.
Most likely, if it's in the area of the cooler, it's probably because the cooler has been leaking in that area, and it is weak, like you say.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Gary, did you get in that attic and take a look around the underside of the swamp cooler and see?
I wouldn't even know what to look for. I'm not a roofer by no means.
Well, wood is either good or bad. It's pretty easily determined.
Listen, we're going to send someone out there, Gary, but thank you for helping her out, though.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Tom.
All right, Gary, I appreciate you for helping that woman. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. I've known Mark Machowski, 16, 17 years now. He's 27 years in business, and he has this special. He does transmissions, by the way, foreign and domestic, manual and automatic. But this special is for everything. He'll fix anything in your car for $89 plus parts, or it's free, and you get a complete written diagnostic. So listen to this. About 85% of car problems can be fixed in his shop for $89 of labor and then parts. If he can't, because it's just way too much, he will give you a complete written diagnostic as to why it's too much and what you need done. And it'll be free. So if you can't get it fixed for $89 plus parts, it's absolutely free with a complete written diagnostic. And Mark Machowski, unlike most shops, will let you, the customer, come into the shop, into the garage, and his experts, his techs, will point out to you exactly what's wrong and why it's wrong and what needs to be done to fix it. You'll be informed and you'll be satisfied and you'll get great value. 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. He's located on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. If you're driving south, look on your right, right along Frontage Road there, Budget A1 Transmission. You'll see the sign, just south of Dartmouth on Santa Fe.
This report is brought to you by Indeed.com.
On the north end of town, there's a crash that has the left lane blocked.
It's probably just because it's been heavy over the years, and maybe the front roof's sagging. Especially if they set the feet directly on.
Remember, everything sags all the time.
Everything sags.
No way. More likely, it's because the water comes up with a high of 42.
That happens, yeah. If it leaks, then the wood gets bad over time, sure.
Boy, they should have seen that.
Yeah, guys walking around.
Because it's more money.
Can you replace just that one area? You don't have to pay, right? You can piece in.
It's a hassle though, guys. It's a hassle, you know, with the swamp cooler. Well, to piece in little pieces of wood. So
not little pieces, but an area.
This is our standard. If that wood does not hold a nail, or if it is so weak that it looks like it's going to break through, they have to replace the wood. But otherwise, sometimes the insurance doesn't pay to do new wood. And I hate to tell somebody, oh, we need to resheet half of your house, and you're going to have to pay out of your pocket. Because that ups the price sometimes like $1,000, $3,000.
You know, Tim, with the nursing home issue, sister's on the phone and wants to set the record straight.
Oh, good.
Brenda is her name.
So there was the rest of the story.
And now the rest of the story.
She wants the money.
But don't you guys, you don't do new decking unless you have to, right? Unless the whole house needs to be decked and you've got big decks. If the wood's just a little bit soft.
I've done more than one though, where it's been 2 weeks to put nails.
Yeah, then you got to roll that.
And the insurance company doesn't want to pay it unless it's an upgradable.
This one guy says,
You should see the way Denver used to be.
if he's on your policy, ultimately the policyholder is also responsible for any bills not covered by the carrier. Really? But it's not illegal.
No, if you sign to that though,
well, that's what they're saying. If you sign something like that.
But even back then, like in the 90s, the insurance company couldn't pay for new decking.
See, a lot of people, a lot of attorneys say the exact thing. Generally, since you are the policyholder, you are responsible. Your policy is a contract with the insurer, and your son is a beneficiary of that contract. As a policyholder, you agree to pay the co-pays and deductibles for the beneficiary.
But that's co-pays and deductibles. But this is to the hospital, really.
What part of the code? You're not allowed to put really different though.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com. We're talking about home stuff today. They're a great
company for bathrooms and kitchens and interiors and exteriors and siding and windows. They have a solar window that you'd like. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Hey, let's talk now. By the way, we have the sister of that woman. And before I go, Jay Bretz. I mentioned Petrali. Jay Bretz, your phone number, please, for people when you're not here.
303-761-6400. 761-6400.
Now, Kim called and said, my mother-in-law is against her will in a nursing home. They won't let me or my husband, the son, visit. The other kids want to keep her locked away, and we want her to live with us. That was basically it.
And they held her like a prisoner.
And when she went to visit, they locked her in a room and called the police. It all sounded sketchy to us. Well, I guess Brenda found out about it and wants to call in and set the record straight. Now, we use no last names. I want to make that clear, so no one's identified, but we can get the rest of the story. Go ahead, Brenda.
Hi. First of all, I want to commend Mount St. Francis because it has been the best facility my mother could be in.
Okay.
So to hear this, it's sickening, to be honest with you. But just wanted to really give you a quick...
Good.
Because I know we're short.
No,
but,
go ahead. Go ahead.
My mom has been declared incompetent.
Okay.
I do have a proxy power of attorney.
That is important. Now, does she also have a guardian, dear? Because if she's incompetent, there needs to be a guardianship.
Well, I would be the guardian of her.
She was actually ruled incompetent, though, by the court.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes. I want to just tell you that part of the reason there is a code for Kim and them to reach my mother is because, number one, they were caught twice trying to get her to sign some legal documents. So they didn't do it in the right way. They did it underhandedly. That was the first part.
Okay.
The second part is they would call my mom and tell her that the police were looking for her and all kinds of things, and it would get my mom completely depressed.
Why do they want her to live with them?
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't think they have the capability of taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm not real sure why. I don't want to make false accusations. I love my brother. He's had a crazy life, and I want him to get it together. As far as Kim and everything else, it's not so much that I don't want her to see my mother. It's more the fact that of her doing things to damage my mother. You know,
I understand.
It hinders.
Do you think they want the money?
Improvements. I don't know. I hate to make false accusations. I wish that they knew that I love them and that this isn't meant to do horrible things. All it is, it's all about my mother. I just want my mother to be okay.
Well, you sound very sincere, and I hope you guys can work it out.
I do too, and I haven't prevented my brother at all from seeing her. It's just that because of the decline she makes in her health, you know, they have to monitor that. They can't, because that's abuse. That's a form of abuse. So they have to monitor that and make sure that she's okay. You know, Mount St. Francis, they don't care about how I think or feel.
Yeah.
They care about my mother.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Should be.
And your sister-in-law sounded like a nutty buddy to me.
Okay, let's move on now. Hold on. 303-713-TALK. Ron. No, not Ron. Okay, he's off. Okay, let's go to Chris. Hi, Chris. What's happening?
Hey, I just had a question on the FAFSA for financial aid for college students. Well, when they go to fill that out, they say they need the parents' tax information.
That's right.
They're adult children.
That's right. That's right. And if they're truly adult and emancipated, they actually don't need to give it if they're truly emancipated on their own. But if they're just older, it doesn't matter, because if they went from the home to school, they can try to see why the parents aren't paying. Most of the time, if the parents have money and you're denied, if you can show you're truly independent, you never lived home, or you left early, or whatever, you can get aid.
Well, I haven't claimed them for 2-3 years on my tax return, and they filed their own tax return. So what doesn't make them an adult?
How old are they?
21 and 19.
I don't know. Yeah, but you know what, Chris? That is a very good question. I'd love to have him back on, and I'd like to talk to someone about that. And then bring up this insurance thing. We still don't have a definite answer on this insurance thing. I'm Tom Martino. Thank you guys for being here. Petrali Roofing, Colorado Springs, Excel Roofing in Denver. They're both on our referral list at referrallist.com.
Have you heard of the thousands of people earning money with a second home? Companies like
Opposed to regular. Is that way a lot better? I think it's better. Ridge vent opposed to regular vent. Ridge vent. It's not trying to work. It's only better if you have software and also working with it. If you list your second. Oh, you gotta have software. No matter what kind of vent.
You have to have someone for the air.
Come in and back out.
I like ridge vent because the chances of snow blowing in it.
Well, I'm sure they're going to do that. I think he admitted he was.
It seems like he knows there's a problem. That is probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. He thought those lines was over there.
It seems like it's an answer for everything.
Okay,
I think it works pretty.
Next question. That's a good question. Valves to get rid of all the tubes coming out of my roof.
You want what?
I went to Studer valves, get rid of all the valves.
I've never heard of Studer valves.
One-way valve.
Yeah, I think that mom and that
we can't
home, she's got money.
It's just a one-way valve. You know, really what your dead second is for the air to go down when you're close to, when your water flows. And so these are one-way valves. You can put them in the attic or put them someplace. So one-way valve that opens and lets the air in.
I've never even heard of those. That sounds really cool.
Studer valves? Oh,
I believe you though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a one. You can get them at Studer's the brand name.